stop and crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds.
Hey, yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is me, episode 1016 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I want to say to everybody today, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's great to be back on this beautiful Monday afternoon, getting ready to talk Pittsburgh Steelers, and more Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome back, everybody. A lot to get into today. Busy weekend for the Steelers. Is the last practice at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Got moved indoors due to inclement weather. And this be the last day. This be the last day at St. Vincent College in Latrobe for the Steelers. After today, they will be leaving the college and heading back to the south side. And we are less than 2 weeks away from wrapping up the preseason, if you could even believe that. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you be tuning in from. Welcome to the show. This is the Two Dumb Yinzers. Michael, how you be today?
I'm doing great, my friend. Nice weekend, nice relaxing weekend. I got my Guardian cap on. The dummy
Yes,
got
you
his
do.
Guardian cap on. We are, standing in solidarity with Eli Heidenreich and Jeremy Bernard. But got to protect the noodle.
Got to protect that noodle. And as you recall, on Friday, Mike did get the question wrong in the Duquesne Pilsner What's in the Box trivia game. We've been doing every Friday in preseason. Mike, he missed the question. He got it incorrectly, so he has to wear the Guardian cap or the shower cap in our situation right here on the show. And he looks like, gotta be honest with you, you look just like Aunt Jermichael. Aunt Jermichael in the house today. Not Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jermichael is in the house looking good. And also the dummy sitting right in front of the camera with his on as well, looking good, guys. Mike, you've held. I tell you what, you've held up to all the things you had to do. You lost, you ate crickets, you lost, you wore the shower cap. So you've been a good sport through this whole thing. So there'll be some kind of way that we'll pay it back to you, whether it be soon, later. We'll get you.
Yeah, maybe just don't yell at me.
Oh,
I'm a frail.
I can't promise that.
I'm frail and sensitive and easily offended.
I got to be honest with you. It doesn't even look that bad. It doesn't.
I'm digging it. I got word from Vanilla Thunder. He said he's watching it off site. He said he might rock it in the future as well in solidarity with us. So yeah, the Guardian cap is a hit with the crew in this box right here.
It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like a bicycle helmet when you look at it straight on. Like if I just tuned in and didn't know what was going on or know the show or know you, I would think that was some sort of bicycle helmet from the front view.
Well, hey, I do need to wear a bike helmet. I fell off my bike so many times as a kid. You would have thought I never learned how to ride a bike, and I rode my bike every day too. And I would just randomly just fall, like nothing going on. Just maybe I have an inner ear thing that I don't know about.
An inner retardation thing that we do know about.
Well, yeah, we know that too. Hence,
I gotta be honest with you. I've never wore a bike helmet in my life. We must have just missed the age thing because it certainly wasn't there when I was a kid. And then as all the kids started wearing them, we were making fun of them. So I'm pretty certain I've never had a bike helmet on in my life.
Yeah. Me either. Like my buddy, his mom made him wear a bike helmet, and we would get to a certain point and we, stash it somewhere and grab it for the ride home. But my parents were like, no helmet. But then, my mama had grandbabies. Oh, they had to wear helmets. You got to protect them. I'm like, well, what about me?
Kids nowadays are so weird. And I'm not talking about your mom's grandbabies. I'm just talking in general, which, I mean, your kids are weird, but just in general, kids are so weird nowadays. They really are. Like, I watch, and the weird thing about kids, they're either one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you can't say retardation. That will make people upset, and that will make people angry at you. And then on the other hand, people nowadays like, I'm going to kill any motherfucker I see. So there's no happy medium. It's either extremely, but this is just how it is, Mike, and it's just the way that I've seen it. So either the kids are just very guarded, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Or not. Yeah, sheltered or very not. There's no happy medium anymore. I don't know what the hell our generation did to these kids, but they're all effed up. But anyway, you slice it. Here we are. We're back, guys. Episode 1016 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. It's great to be back. It's great to see everybody. Let's get to the terrible board, Mike. I don't want to wait another second. I can't wait another second. I just can't. I went through a whole weekend without seeing everybody. Let's say what's up to the board. Terrible board in the house. I do want to say what's up to Steelers Cheeky, baby. He's Cheeky in the house. He says, Steelers Cheek here, baby. Sorry I missed the last few episodes. The time difference has been killing me, but I'm back. Here we go. That's right, baby. We are back. We are back. Pittsburgh Steelers are back. And again, guys, just less than 2 weeks away from being through with the preseason in just 27 days. That's right, LeGarrette Blount days. That's right, Corey Trice days. 27 days till the Pittsburgh Steelers host the Atlanta Falcons to open up the regular season right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So much going on, Sheiky. Glad to see it. Glad you could join us. As always, hope things are going good for you, sir. Hope things, I really do. I just know the world is in turmoil now, and you were a friend, and you were a brother in the black and the gold. So naturally, I hope everything is okay with you, along with everybody else. But great seeing you as always, Sheiky, in the house, baby. There he is, Sheiky. Let's go here to Sick Jones, all the way from across the country. Sick says this: good morning, motherfuckers. I hope y'all had a good weekend. We did. It was uneventful, which is good. Hope you had a great weekend too, Sick. Again, we'll talk to you a little bit more this week. Of course, we are going to be working on something this weekend. I'll get to in a few minutes. But always great to see Sick Jones and the Heezy baby. That's right. Welcome to the show. Also, the original Yinzer Joe is in the house. That's right. What's up, Yinzers? Yinzer Joe, always great seeing you, brother. We are just 11 days away from wrapping up this preseason. Maybe 12 days, I guess, would be. 12 days. Next Friday will be, I don't even know. What is it? It's this Friday and then next Thursday. So it is about 11 days till preseason does wrap up. And again, just 27 days till the season kicks off. Always great seeing Yinzer Joe in the house. Sick got his terrible towels. TJ Watt emoji's looking good, man. My man. Always great seeing Sick in the house. Sick says this as well. Looking good, Mike. It looks like you're ready to give somebody a golden shower, Mike.
Yeah, to give, not to receive. I'm a giver. I like to give.
Yeah, and speaking of give, I did see Sosh walked in the door, but we'll work our way down to him. Let's go right here to Tyrone. JPJ is the go, my man. JPJ is about to get paid. I don't care what anybody said. We're going to get into that and so much more today. Now, let me just also get his follow-up. He says this: now we got everyone else taken care of. We can focus on the best for last. I agree with you, my friend. Lots to get into in that regard. Great seeing Tyrone, as always, as we get ready to kick off the week. Let's go right here. Steel Loyal says, boys, what's up, homie? Always great seeing Steel Loyal from North Carolina in the house. A lot of Steeler fans, which I personally know in North Carolina from being there a few times. A nice safe haven for Steeler fans in North Carolina. Let's go down here to Yinzer Joe. He says, kids are just soft and sensitive now. Can't handle anything like we did. It's true. It's not just us old heads saying this. Go online and just watch things. Watch videos. Watch kids. Watch reaction videos. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's totally different. And technology is to blame. And listen, whatever. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's certainly the difference. Let's continue. Let's go right here to Sosh. Speaking of the one that will caress Mike's imaginary hair to fall asleep. Speaking of the one all the way from Switzerland, the land of love. I'm just kidding. I think they're all neutral, but you know what? They love in Europe, Mike. In the house right here, Sosh.
Hi, Sauce.
There he goes.
I got our special wrap on. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Sosh, he says, hello, you old farts. You look good, Mike. You look awesome, he says. There he is, Aunt Jamichael in the house with his headwear on. He did lose the bet on Friday, so he does, in fact, have to wear the shower cap to mimic the protective cap that football players wear now to protect themselves.
Dude, this thing is like fucking hotter.
Listen, you don't have to keep it on through the duration. It was just for the bet, so just as the crickets and the beer, you could take it off at any point, so it's up to you.
We'll see.
I don't want to hear you bitching for 3 hours, so
I'm a gamer.
All right.
Game day player.
All right. I like the audible you pulled. You just pulled an audible. You stepped up to the line. He's like, this thing's making me so hot. And I was like, well, you could take it off. And he was like, hold up, Blue 32. This thing's okay. I'm a gamer. It's not hot.
Gamer. Until I get that one blindside hit, then I'm going to turn into Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs and just throwing the ball away like a baby.
The original Young Ginger Joe says, this trade JPJ. Asante Samuel is the GOAT now. Sick Jones says, LOL, meant give me damn weed. Following up by saying, fuck it. Fuck, did it again. Get this on fuck. Guys, everybody, welcome. Great to see us today. Glad to be back at it. I truly am. We had a little technical difficulty coming into the show today. However, we got it taken care of, and we're all set, ready to go. So we do apologize for walking through the door a little late. I apologize. Lots to get into today, Mike. Of course, what do we got? We have less than 2 weeks till preseason is over. 27 days till we kick off, Mike. Friday, we do play the New York Jets right here in Pittsburgh. It's a 7 o'clock start. Lots to get into with this game. Lots to get into with what we just the practices we went through over the weekend. Lots to get into in regards to the game that we just watched on Thursday night. A lot going on this week for our Steelers, Mike. As I do get ready to start with all the Steeler talk today, I am going to hit up the NFL scores for the weekend just to blow through them. If anything catches your mind or any storylines pop up and you hear them, go ahead and tell me and we'll stop and talk about them. But I will give you the rundown, guys, for the week on Thursday. Of course, the Steelers did beat the Packers 28-9 in our first preseason game of the year. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the Lions 16-14. The Patriots and the Colts tie 13-13. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Texans 27-7. Arizona Cardinals 27. The new Las Vegas Raiders 14. The Titans 19. Taters 49ers 13. The Commanders 20. The Dolphins 7. The Broncos 27. The Falcons 7. We'll be seeing them in week 1. The Buccaneers 24. The Jets 16. We'll be seeing them in a couple days. The Bears 34. The Browns 10. The Browns are already off their losing ways. Buffalo 29. Carolina 14. The Vikings 13, the Giants 10, the Rams 20, the Chiefs 12, the Jaguars 24, the Saints 20, the Ravens, they beat the Eagles 24-7, and finally the Cowboys beat the Seahawks 17-7 in the first week of the preseason, guys. Great to be back. Listen, Mike, I honestly mean that. I mean, there's certain points through the weekend. I'm like, I wish we were talking right now. I wish we were talking sports. I wish we were talking Steelers. So again, This is Monday. It's great to see everybody back. It really, truly, honestly is.
Yeah, real quick, like Cincinnati's first play, Joe Burrow's got absolutely destroyed. It's just nice to see their lines in midseason form. And Atlanta is already in midseason form. Tua looked terrible. There's a good little meme out there. Tua sitting on the bench. Penix coming over, pointing at him like who the fuck's this guy? It's nice to see shitty franchises are already in playoff form.
I seen that Jackson Dart got stuck too by a dude from the Vikings. He got
destroyed.
It looked like he broke his pancreas. I never seen a hit in that capacity, just at that speed, and it looked like something really got effed up on the inside of him. But you know what it is? It's football, and I have no listen. Like, this is why they get paid the big money. It's I have no complaints. I love it. I
Like,
love it. I
I
love it. This is why we love football.
I was gonna say I saw a stat like it was something like almost 50% of Jackson Dart starts he's had to go to the blue medical tent.
I think we dodged the bullet there.
Yeah.
We had interest in him, of course, in the draft last year. Let's go right here to Tortilla Jackson from all the way in Sacramento, California. Tortilla says this. He says, Two Dumb Yinzers was holding out like JPJ.
We were on the pup list for a minute.
We were on the pup list. Mike and I, don't worry. Mike and I were on the sideline stretching out there. We're okay. We're going to be ready come game day. Let's go right here to Steele. He says, want to see Drew versus the ones. Absolutely. I think we're going to get a chance to see him probably in the first half this week. I don't know I didn't get a word from anybody, but you would think this will be the next natural step, but we will see. Let's go to Tortilla. He said, I heard Paul Skeens might get moved before JPJ. Let's go right here. Steeler Sheiky Baby says this. He says, we need more of Will Howard and Drew Aller. Cut down Rudolph snaps and give the young guys as much playing time. And you know what? Sensibly, they might just do that. Because at the end of the day, Mason is Mason. And he's never changed. And he's always been consistently Mason. And you know what? That's good. It's been good enough. So in this situation, if you want to get bigger looks at your backup quarterbacks, I do think that that's the best option. However, guys, there's no indication that DK or Pittman will be playing this weekend, which makes me think that Aaron will not be playing, which makes me think unless you plan on giving both of the young guys a half of their own, you're probably going to see Mason somewhere just to kind of even out the timing some way. I'm sure they don't want to give both of these quarterbacks their own half. Maybe they do. I don't know. We will find this out against the Jets on Friday night. Let's continue down on the board. Go to Sick Jones. He says, I will say watching those Rainy City bitch pigeons get beat by the Cowgirls, even it is preseason. Love it. You always love to see them Cowgirls get beaten. Tortilla says, Tua was kicked out of the strip club in Atlanta because they thought he was a kid. Is that serious? Is that real? Is that true?
No.
Oh, okay. Would be funny if it was. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says Jackson Dart got wrecked, then came back into the game and threw a missile to Malachi Field. He sure did. He's tough. I mean, the guy's tough. He gets killed, but he's tough. Corey in the house, all the way over from Don't Drink That, my favorite podcast on the internet. When I want to watch my conspiracy theory podcasts, all the way from the government to UFOs to the Bigfoot, guys, I go straight to Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. Corey has a plethora actually of content for you to enjoy if you are a conspiracy theorist, that guy like I am. Go check him out today and Don't Drink That right here on YouTube, guys. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy. Be sure to follow and hit the like buttons as well. Let's get to my man, Yinzer Joe. He says this, the way Howard and Aller played, I think we can cut ties with Rudy, possibly get a trade for him. I mean, it's possible. It is possible. We will continue to see. Again, we got to cut down Mike from 91 to 53 in less than 2 weeks. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. As I always say, Mike and I always say this, when it comes time to cutting, you basically have your team. There's about 4 or 5 guys that you're just trying to figure out to go one way or another. You have a pretty good idea who's going to be playing this year for the Steelers. A couple that are questionable we'll get into real soon and might surprise you a little bit what's being done at practice. Let's continue forward here a little bit. Let's go to also back to Yinzer Joe. He says another thing, if these backups can do this, put up 28 points, I can't wait to see Rodgers in the starters. My thoughts exactly. I mean, again, we of course it's easy to get overexcited. Because, again, everything went the way that it did. The game was good. It was perfect for us as Steeler fans. We loved it. Our guys went out there, did what they do. Our backup quarterbacks, they did fantastic. But at the end of the day, we still have to finish the process. We still have to see how they look against the Jets. And then again, next week against whoever the hell we play, Buffalo next week. And then we'll be able to get a feel. But right now, it feels really good. I got to be honest with you. I'm dancing. I'm dancing on the clouds, Mike, with what I'm seeing. But again, you know this as much as I do. We can't really rest anything on what we just seen last week. There's still a long way to go. Yeah. No decisions have been made. We haven't played against better competition. So again, the overexcitement, all that stuff, guys, we have to just kind of cool it a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit longer, like
just a little bit long. But yeah, pump the brakes a little bit, but still be encouraged by what you saw. Especially the development. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking per se at numbers. Are they doing what the coaches want them to do, especially at the quarterback position? Are they making their reads right? The mechanics. That was the big thing I was looking at, especially for Aller. is he doing what he was told by the coaches, what he was, stripped down and reprogrammed to do, and he did it to a T, and it's still carrying over into practice. They're still singing the coaches were like how he is just trusting the fundamentals. And right now for Allard, that's the most important thing. It's the fundamentals, not how many stats, how many touchdowns, all that. That's nice. That's an added bonus because right now they said this is his redshirt year. So anything extra out of Drew from just getting his mechanics down to me is just a huge bonus. For me, he's playing with house money right now, and he's raking it in with his performance.
I hope that it continues. Again, if we go out and play the Jets this week and he shits the bed, which I mean,
It's
right
possible.
now it's possible. Right now we feel, that's unlikely. How can that be? But at the end of the day, it is truly possible that we can see that this week. So let's, again, pump the brakes just a little bit. We still have a way to go. Once we cut down to 53 and start getting ready for Atlanta, I think I'll start to get a little bit more excited. But for what we know right now, I'm happy. Dancing on the clouds. We did win. Things are looking good. So day one of 20, Mike, out of the way. It was a success. Time to move on to number 2, and this is the Jets at home this Friday night at 7 o'clock, also on national TV for all to watch. So, again, everybody's going to be able to get to enjoy the Steelers no matter wherever you be from. But there is a lot to get into, Mike. I don't want to wait any longer. The big story over the weekend, kind of a shock to me for a couple reasons. But, of course, the big story over the weekend, in case anybody missed, Keeanu Benton inked a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, making him pay the highest paid defensive lineman in Steeler history. Mike, your thoughts?
I was shocked. Not that he was signed,
right,
but for the amount of money that he was signed for and for the guarantee as well. I have yet to see how the contract breaks down, but if it's anything like the last 2 that were given out to Herbig and Washington, this might only be like a 2-year deal with being able to get out in year 3 with relative little cap implications if he does not live up to the contract. I don't mind it, but like the terms, the structure of it, I need to see before how I can speak really strongly on. But I was shocked he got that much money, making $18 million a year, being paid in like the top 20-25 of defensive linemen. I think it's a bit much for a guy who had who has like 6-7 career sacks, who they were still, I was just reading at practice, have him playing nose tackle and base and then rotating at, D tackle with Cam Hayward and Derek Harmon when they go to the two down linemen. So it's weird. It's a head scratcher to me. Like, he flashes potential, but he's one of those guys where, he gets to the backfield and like Patrick Queen misses a bunch of tackles. Like, I hope he can grow to what we think he can because I like his traits. He's a better pass rusher than run stuffer. But for me, it was a lot of money for a guy who hasn't really proven much. You're basing it on potential, and I guarantee you that's like when he hit the open market, a lot of teams would have paid him money as well, similar to this, based on that potential. That's a lot of money to put on potential in faith that the new scheme is going to help him produce more.
My thoughts exactly, Mike. It was just, again, it doesn't surprise me that we did sign him. It surprises me the amount of money. Again, the highest paid Pittsburgh Steelers defensive lineman ever on the history of the team. Again, Mike, he was better than average this year for sure. But the first 2 years, again, I think 1, 2, whatever was really minimal on the sacks. Last year, I think it was as high 5.5 sacks. So again, it seemed like they're really going off the potential, as you were saying. But again, at the end of the day, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to give Keeanu Benton, in my opinion. I expected him to either be moved after this season. This was not what I was expecting. I did not expect to see him pulling in the 4-year, $72 million contract. So again, they got to see something they like in Keeanu Benton. Otherwise, you don't pay the guy this kind of money.
Yeah, and because all offseason we heard he's going to kick outside. He's going to kick outside. YA Black's going to go in the middle. But what I'm reading in practice is in base, he was playing a lot of nose tackle. But I know YA Black is listed as the starter at nose tackle. Then again, okay, this is the third backup we've paid a lot of money to. And I guarantee you, and I know you're okay, that's gonna be the next man up when guys leave. They're slotted in, they're here, they're ready to go. You draft, you develop, that's how you should go. But at least with the other 2 guys, especially Herbig, you see a track record of success, big playability, changing the game. Whereas Keeanu Benton, you don't see a whole lot of that. Yeah, he does a lot of dirty work in the middle, but when you watch his tape, man, like it's boom or bust with Keeanu Benton.
It's a lot of like the guy doesn't really have that many the big playability. And granted, he's a defensive lineman. The big playability that you see from a defensive lineman, of course, is going to vary from other skill positions on defense. But at the end of the day, I've never seen the guy have big playability. Even this year with the 5.5 sacks, his best season since he's been a Steeler. I just didn't see him. Like, yes, he certainly was improved from the past. That's the player I saw. I saw the player that's certainly improved from the past couple seasons. But to say this is a guy that I'm going to pay this kind of money to, in my opinion, I wouldn't have guessed this in a million years. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. And again, somebody would have paid him somewhere had he gone there. But at the end of the day, Mike, for the Steelers to make this move, a big surprise to me. And it's also going to turn into another question here. Where does this land the JPJ situation, Mike? Right. On top of Witherspoon over in Seattle getting his deal taken care of, somebody that we've been keeping an eye on to figure out how the JPJ situation is going to go. Witherspoon gets his deal taken care of. Keeanu Benton gets a nice contract. Mike, where does this all where does this all fall with JPJ when the dust settles?
Now we have a salary range for like JPJ and his representative to really come back to with the Steelers. If they feel he's in that range, this is what they're going to want to structure that contract after it. And what we've seen out of a lot of the contracts the Steelers give out, they don't give out a lot of guaranteed money.
Right.
And I think Witherspoon had a decent amount of guaranteed money. Like a lot of teams will give out guaranteed money. The Steelers don't. Usually their contracts are, like they might be a 4-year deal. You really only be here for 2. It's how they run their business. And if Porter and his representative want to make sure, hey, we got a lot of guaranteed money, and this contract's going to keep us here in Pittsburgh for the next 4 to 5 years, it might be a bit contentious on that point because they don't like to give out a lot of guaranteed money. And this year, man, for the money they have spent, actual cash value, it's one of the high. I think it's the highest in Steeler history. Or yeah, I understand. Cap goes up, blah blah blah, but relative to the cap and the cash spending, this is the most they've given out. Are they done at this point and just going to willing to let whatever happens with JPJ happen, the deal with it in the offseason? I don't know, but this can get very interesting if stuff doesn't get done by the time the season starts. Typically, once training camp wraps up, and it's usually that last week before they go into the real week of practices is when they're done negotiating contracts. It's going to be a tough situation, and they can restructure money to get Porter signed. He's brilliant at this. So it's just it's going to be interesting to see when and if it gets done. And if they don't get it done, this what tells me they're going to go back to the old Dick LeBeau, Keith Butler defenses of we're just going to get pressure up front, and whatever our secondary does is whatever they get done because we're going to rely on the front 7 to get to the quarterback and have schemes confuse them. And we don't care how good our corners are.
Well, of course, we will stay on this topic because there's a lot that's riding on it. Of course, Keeanu Benton gets paid. Is Joey Porter going to be watching Keeanu Benton eat his French fries and start thinking, that's my French fry. That should be my burger.
Yeah.
Guys, a lot to get into, though. We have a big fight yesterday at practice. We have accolades to the young quarterbacks of the Steelers. A lot to get into today, guys. But do let me get back on the board. Nothing is more important than this terrible board. I got to be honest with you, Mike. Let's get right back to it right here, too, where I see the man, the myth, the mustache, Mark Malone in the Heezy baby. He says the Iron Sheik. Here's one for you. I know that you're a wrestling fan, Mark. I was watching just recently a video of you remember Beetlejuice, that little midget, that little guy on the Howard Stern show. It was with him and Iron Sheik, and they were arguing and fighting with one another. If you're into the Iron Sheik, go watch it. It's hilarious because, of course, Sheiky was a madman, and Beetlejuice is funny, in my opinion. So, guys, if you are into that Iron Sheik and the wrestling, Mark Malone, do check it out. JYD right there, Big John Stud. Middle name, Mud, says Junkyard Dog. Thump. My man, JYD was my dude.
I love it. Yes, my guy, too.
I love JYD. I love JPJ. I love them all. Let's get down here to Tortilla. He says, I love how Mike knows immediately I'm BSing. I'm BSing probably. Let's go right here to Kevin. Kevin Reed in the house. He says, hey, Yinzers, what's up, brother? We have just 4 days till the Pittsburgh Steelers play again, if you can believe that, Kev. Great to see you back in the house, brother, as always, my man, Kevin. Let's go right here to Big John Stud. Middle name Mud, my man in the house. What's going on? Great seeing John as always. He says, I doubt Rudy will get rid of Mason. He still thinks making sense, not making sense. He thinks making sense, not making sense. Gotcha. Great seeing you, John. Glad to have you back, brother. Hope all is well with you, sir. Let's go here to Steel. Steel Loyal says McCarthy was in his bag this game. Running routes in preseason is psycho activity. Laugh my ass off. So far, so good. You got to be honest with me, guys. You're loving it so far. It could be a lot worse. Look at the Browns. Look what's going on over there. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they were sent here by the universe to keep us sane, the Steeler fans.
That's the only explanation for their existence. It's for every other fan base to look at them, point and laugh, be like, hey, at least we're not that hot mess.
Yes. Let's go right here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this: refs love Drew Aller but hate JPJ. Make it make sense. I want to say, find you somebody that looks at you the way that Mike McCarthy looks at Drew Aller. Come on. Woo! Like I said, nothing short of a hand job would have explained what that relationship was to me when I was watching that game on Thursday.
Dude, if I am Drew Aller's girlfriend, I am putting out a restraining order on Mike McCarthy.
I am too. And you know what?
Sorry.
No, Drew has a tell, though, because he gets red-faced. So this is what I'm watching for in the future. Anytime that Mike McCarthy starts getting real fancy with him like he was, watch the level of the red in Drew's face, and then I think this is he has a tell for sure.
I can see Aller's girlfriend marching into McCarthy's office, kicking the door, and go, "Back the fuck up, Mike. That's my dick."
Now that he's doing good, it's even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When she was thinking about dumping his ass last week, there's no way she's dumping him. It was almost a what was the guy down in Tennessee that
Will Levis.
Will Levis. You remember during the draft, guys, when Will Levis was getting passed up, pick after pick, round after round, and the further he got away from that first pick overall, his girlfriend sat further and further away from him on the couch, and then we found out after that she broke up with him. Like, she broke up with him.
I would too. Like, if I'm going to date someone who puts mayonnaise in their coffee, I'm only staying with you for the money.
Hey, leave mayonnaise alone. Let's go
down the board. I like
board.
mayonnaise, but not my coffee.
Let's go to Kev. Kevin says this, Mike. Kevin Reed says, I picked Benton to get paid before JPJ. Where's my prize picks? I think you did, actually. And I was, again,
I'm a Guardian cap.
There you go. Guardian cap right off of Vanilla's head. I just do want to say this, Mike. Again, a bit of a surprise. Not that he signed, but just the terms, conditions, of course, the price and time spent here will be the surprise for me with Benton. But we will talk about that more. Tyrone says, yeah, Benton deal was easier to get for sure. Absolutely. And again, in the big picture, when we were saying everybody's going to get signed, they'll get Peasy last or JPJ last, maybe it will fall into that category. I'm thinking like sometime in these next few weeks. We got 2 weeks till the end of camp again. 11 days, 12 days, and then again 27 days until the start of the season. So still ample time, guys, to get this deal taken care of with JPJ. I think that it's going to happen. I hope that it's going to happen. And then we can get ready for some football. Let's go to Tortilla, stripping down Penn State players. Stripping them down. Where did I ever hear that before? Penn State boys getting stripped down. Let's go here to Raul. He says Brown fans are on life support over Showdoor being benched on Saturday. It's great. Again, you just can't stop loving what's going on in Cleveland with their football team. As Steeler fans, this is the best thing that could ever happen. Steel Loyal says it breaks down to about $14 million a year if you include this year. Also, Steel Loyal says it's just backloaded to look pretty. Squeege in the house. My man, go check out Squeege right here on YouTube. Spelled just like you see his name on the board. Squeege is going to do some work with us here really soon. I can't wait to talk more to Squeege. Check him out under that name that you see right on the terrible board. You could go watch the works of Squeege. A lot of cool stuff. I really do like it. If you like football, I think you'll like it too. Let's go back here to Big John Stud. Middle name Mud. He says this: Rooney's pay what, when, and who he wants his cash. It's true. I do want to say what's up to Lindsay. Lindsay and the Easy Baby with the TJ emojis. Looking great as always. Hope you had a great weekend, Lindsay. As always, we got a game Friday. Let's go right here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says Benton did get 5 sacks. That also was more than Hayward got. They believe in his production. Tyrone says this. That was my thought, Mike, at first, but looking at the market, it's not bad. Not great. I was at 15 per year max, and he got 18. Tortilla Jackson says this. Here's my thing. Everyone said we had no money for JPJ. Then we extended someone $72 million. Are we on the same page now that extensions don't have to count against this year's cap?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down here just a little bit to John. So John says this. A price tag today is a deal tomorrow. Prices only go up. And again, with Witherspoon getting his deal taken care of in Seattle, that's certainly going to affect things on our end as well. Kevin says this. Benton hasn't shown out because they were playing him out of position. So, I mean, he was terrible. I mean, not terrible, but again, I think that he, for this kind of money, certainly underperformed at nose tackle. So they're just assuming that his practice work is going to be what's going to earn him the big dollars, apparently. They're seeing enough in practice that they decided to make this decision, Mike.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's based on projection of what they think he can become. Because he's not the greatest at stuff in the run. He can get after the quarterback. He can get into the backfield and be destructive. But I'm pretty sure he was up there with Patrick Queen in missed tackle rates. We'd see him get back there and not finish the play. Yeah, he would disrupt it a little bit. Some other people could come in and clean up the play, but he was not finishing the play. That was the big knock on him last year with his D-line coach, was beating it into his head, finish the play. And we saw him last year not finish the play. Yeah. My big hope is this year it clicks for him and he can finish the play. And if he does, it could potentially be a bargain. But if they're going to move him out to D-end eventually to replace Cam Hayward, we saw that he gets pushed around in the run game.
Right.
What's that going to do to the run game now when he's a full-time starter on the outside? When he couldn't do it as nose, well, all of a sudden he's going to be able to do it on the outside at the edge. Yeah, I granted you're not going to have the guard, the center tandem working at you on you, but you're still going to have a massive human being in a right tackle or right or left tackle that are some of these guys are big, fast, strong, athletic, and damn good run blockers too. So it's a lot for me to pay on potential. I like when I see if you can live it, it's going to be a deal and a bargain, but that's a huge gamble in my book.
I would love to get a job paid that much money on potential.
Yeah.
Because then you could fuck up and guess what? You used to get paid a lot of money at the end of the day. Whatever. Be what it be. Also, Mike, you did mention the missed tackles. We do have the missed tackles watch update, Mike. So far in the game last week, there was four missed tackles by the Steelers. We're going to keep track all season to see if this improves. Again, Steelers not tackling, even though one player showed up and didn't pay any attention to that rule over the weekend. We'll talk about him in just a moment. But, Mike, I am certainly keeping track of the missed tackles. It was official 4 missed tackles this weekend. Castro with 2 of them. Jenkins, our newcomer, Jenkins also had 1. And then also Kevin Jobity Jr., he had 1. So, again, nobody on the that's going to be starting had any missed tackles this past game. So if you're looking for a silver lining in that area, I believe that is one. But we will, Mike, this was the missed tackle watch. Again, we will keep updated on this. Me personally, I'm going to be watching it because, again, I'm trying to see the difference between tackling at camp, not tackling at camp. Does it affect you? Doesn't it? So I'm doing my own research to see how that plays out ultimately. And, again, only 4 missed tackles, Mike, last Friday. And, again, nobody of any significance, in my opinion. 2 Castros, a Jobity, and a Rashawn Jenkins. He had 1 as well, Mike, for a total of 4 missed tackles against the Packers. Guys, we have injuries. We have a big scuffle. We have E-Rob wrecking shop. So much to get into today on the Two Dumb Yinzers. I do want to say welcome back to everybody. Let's get on the terrible board, Mike. Let's go here to Ty. He says, Herbig, Benton, Darnell, soon JPJ be the 2027 cap hit. As long as we get this taken care of, I want my guys out there. We got a game in 27 days. I think that it's going to get taken care of with JPJ, but let's just keep our fingers crossed. Steel Loyal says that might be too complicated for some to understand, Tortilla. Also, Kevin says this, pay JPJ before the price goes up more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever's going on with Gonzo up there, we will see. But we do know that Weatherspoon did get paid, and also again, Keeanu Benton, a big payday for us for the Steelers here. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Does nothing to affect the JPJ situation. Does nothing to affect the JPJ situation. Lindsay says this JPJ will still be paid. Also, Kevin Reed says Benton isn't a true nose tackle, and I think a lot of people have been saying that the whole time. Like he's kind of undersized at nose.
Yeah.
Never really. I don't know. He never really. I never thought he'd be a guy to get paid the way he got paid over the weekend.
Yeah, he's not your typical, like, if you put him at nose, you're not putting him in there to eat up blockers the way like Vince Wilfork and Casey Hampton did.
Right.
You put him in there to potentially slice through and force disruptions that way. His speed and quickness to draw the double teams, not just his raw power and strength.
Let's go right here to Mark Malone. He says Benton stole the very last of JPJ's bag.
I thought Herbig stole the bag.
They're all eating JPJ's French fries today for lunch. Let's go right here to Ty. Yeah, right here, Ty. Ty says this. That's what JPJ was waiting for, either Gonzo or Witherspoon to set the market. Steel Oil says this. You said that about everybody, Mark. Mark says Witherspoon now with the $15 million cap hit this year. It's still not true. Still Loyal says Corey don't drink that says this. I'm honestly thinking that JPJ won't hear at this point. JPJ wants a certain amount of guaranteed money right now. As the other cornerbacks get guaranteed money, he's going to think he's worth even more. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says this Witherspoon next year cap hit. Mark Malone says never said it was going to be the last of the bag. LOL. Steel Loyal says this. He said you said the same thing when Darnell got signed, when Herbig got signed, and also now when Benton got signed. Just STFU, Mark. Let's go here. Mark says $15 million this year. Ty. Lindsay says Tyrone, did your nephew win? Oh, did he win his game? Steel Loyal says yes, you did, Mark. We are all witness. Tortilla says Witherspoon was a first-round pick. It's true. Let's go right here. Ty says no, they lost by 7. They're 1-1. John says all monopoly money to be since I don't write the checks. Add to you. Okay, I got you. To me, yes, me too. At the end of the day, it won't affect my wallet one bit. But I love my Steelers, so that's what matters to me. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. He says you've been saying this about everyone's contract. Lindsay says not bad. It's early. Hey, 1-1's not a bad start. Could be worse, right? Tyrone says, yeah, we got money. It's the guaranteed money. It's the problem. Lindsay with the TJ Watts, the Thunder emojis, always looking good on the board. Thank you for your support as always, Lindsay. I love these emojis. I truly, honestly do. Let's go right here. Mark, LOL. Steeler Freak, the junkyard dog. That's right. He had thump written across his ass, if you remember. Tyrone with the Thunder emojis, looking good on the board. Mark says, I will. Tortilla says JPJ is already under contract. An extension could literally open up cap. Like E-Rob's contract counts against this year's cap. An extension can move the money around multiple years. And I do want to say this about E-Rob, guys, in case you were wondering, he is taking back his number 50. Elandon Roberts will be 15, and Jamin Davis will change to number 57. In Pittsburgh, not a bad number, Mike. Behind 57.
No, not bad at all.
Jamin Davis, 57. Elandon Roberts coming back and beasting his 50 back.
It did look weird that one practice with E-Rob wearing 57.
I know.
All is right in the world, especially for Jamin Davis, who, if he's going to be around, is going to be on the practice squad probably.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, even if not, he's still not Elandon Roberts.
No, he's not E-Rob.
Steel Loyal says laugh my ass off. Drew do be blushing. Let's go here to Tortilla. Drew looks like Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Howard. Let's go here to Tyrone. I want to see Drew start Friday. I do too. Even if it's not a start, I want to see him in the first half. Because again, who knows if they're going to give the whole game to the two kids, which they can. I don't see any reason why they couldn't. If they really wanted to. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says the same. She says also, I just want to see Howard, what Howard could do with the threes also. Absolutely. Me too. Let's go right here to Tyrone. He says, agreed, DK and Pittman was back today. They were doing a little bit more. Absolutely looking good as practice was closed today due to inclement weather. They will be heading back to the south side with only one practice left this week. It's Wednesday, and then they'll be getting ready to play the Jets on Friday. So that's the way it's looking now. Again, wrapping up the training camp session at St. Vincent College in Latrobe today. It was cut short, moved inside. The public was not welcome because of the inclement weather, but that's the way it's breaking down. They wrapped that up today, head back to the south side. They'll be practice Wednesday, and then again get back at it Friday night for us to play the Jets, of course. Let's go here to Tyrone. Seems Max won't be back this week, but will be next Monday. Yes, he's not expected to play this week. We'll get to injuries in just 1 second. Lindsay says this: I don't think they should play, but I'm happy they are back. Kevin says this: they should give Howard the first half and Aller do the second half, or give Aller the first half and Howard the second half. And again, just to see the back end, Howard playing against the guys that Aller played last week, maybe switching around a little bit. I like to see, just get an idea there. Let's go here to Ty. It's potential, just like Herbig, right? Well, I mean, Herbig shows the guy got wheels. He could potentially be a starter right now, and I thought in the past. So again, I think it's similar, but I wasn't surprised that Herbig got paid, but I'm kind of surprised by Keanu's amount of money at the end of the day. Let's go right here to Lindsay. Lindsay say this. She says, I just don't understand the KJ shit. Well, it's not getting any better for me either. I got to be honest with you.
No, it is
just
not.
a second. Steel Loyal also says, well, he had 5 sacks from the nose tackle position. LOL. You can kind of assume he's going to wreak havoc. Well, I mean, you could assume.
You would assume.
But that's still the same thing as potential at the end of the day. Assuming and potential kind of fall in the same category for me, considering that the first 2 years, I think he had 1 sack each season, was having a hard time finishing plays. So going off of 1 season in potential or assumption, he got a big paycheck at the end of the day.
I hope he can do it.
Absolutely. I don't want him to fail.
I loved him when we drafted him, but it was just like, my God, the amount of money we're giving him right now. Like, if he can kick it up a notch, it's going to be a steal.
I agree. If he could put the results out there, it's going to be an amazing steal. Yeah. But again, we have to see that happens. Let's go here. Mark Malone says, LOL, they do count Benton too. Witherspoon is $15 million now for this year, Mark is saying. Tyrone, I'm sorry, Mark, I'll go right back here. I can link it to Discord if you want, Ty. Mark Malone also says, old Daddy Malone will help you. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. He says, I can see the Harrison cut coming with his contract, but did Elandon Roberts get a bigger or smaller contract than him? I'm not sure what the Elandon contract looked like, Mike.
Me either. I haven't seen anything. Give me a minute here. I'll go take a look.
All right, I'll continue on the board while Mike pulls that up. Tyrone says, yeah, I see. It doesn't mean Steelers got to do that, LOL. Follows it up by saying, that's what I'm laughing at. You can break the contract down years later. Steel Loyal says, last year we'd have 4 missed tackles in 1 quarter. I agree. It's looking better. I think, again, we have to continue to watch. It's hard to take anything, and we shouldn't take anything from game 1 in the preseason and really put too much stock into it. So much still happen. Again, the Packers were practicing just like we were, and that's a big difference from the big time games, especially here in 27 days when the Atlanta Falcons come here to kick off the season. Mike.
Yeah. So, I just had it. Elandon Roberts, $1.26 million against the cap. And we're looking for Malik Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't have his number right. Of course, it's not going to jump out at me.
Tortilla says, Mark, if you Google Witherspoon's contract in 2026, cap hit was already $10.1 million. Lindsay says, so true. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, because he was a first-round pick. And you know what? Technically, he was JPJ with that 32 overall, which happened to be a second-round pick that particular year. 32 was the number 1 pick in the second round, which was when JPJ was picked. And usually 32 is the last pick in the first round. So that's how close the guy is from being a first rounder from a second rounder. When when we're talking this, it isn't like one guy is so much better. He was drafted in such a better position. That's literally the first round at the end of the day. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Malik Harrison, $6.79 million.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's gonna free up
for the
four
production
point
he
seven five
brings.
million. Yeah,
Come on, that's way too much for the production he brings or the lack thereof.
yeah, because
Uh,
we were hoping he could be the younger replacement for E-Rob, and he just did not bring it the way E-Rob brings it.
yeah, I never loved Harrison. At the end of the day, he was always just kind of that backup role, and maybe he just didn't get the opportunity. I don't know. Whatever it is, he should be with that money gone, I would assume. Let's continue down here to Steeler Freaks. Steeler Freaks say this. Where'd he go? Derpy. It's moving on. There we go. Steeler Freak John. John says Derpy would get paid in SNAP coupons if it was on his potential. I do. I pay Derpy in food stamps. He spends it all down at the 7-Eleven on Slurpees, though. But you know what? It's his money. Mark Malone says it was 5. Steel Loyal says Mark can't even use Google correctly. Tortilla says so, AKA his extension added 5 million. Mark is saying 10. Tortilla says, how are we ever going to free up 5 million? I have no clue. Tyrone says cut Mason and Harrison, which are very good possibilities. Tyrone says save like 7 there, right there. Mark Malone, LOL, you poor bastards. Steel Loyal, Mark, are you genuinely believing all of us are wrong and you're right? Lindsay, I agree. Mason could get the fuck out. At the end of the day, it's kind of just where we are. If he moves along, we're fine. We have a backup quarterback in the future. I think we may just have a starter, possibly a franchise. But again, way too early. I don't want to make that call just yet, but it's looking good. It is looking good. Whether it go one way or the other, both of these kids, from what we've seen, I believe have potential. I was a little bit surprised, Mike. I didn't think that Drew Aller was going to play so well at the end of the day. But again, I got to throw it in the can that says fourth quarter, these guys are going to be selling insurance next month.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait and see before we can make that call.
Yeah, I was just, like I said before, man, I was just impressed with the complete change of the way he played quarterback back there.
I think he looked great. I'm just trying to be fair.
Yeah. Like, once I want to see him do it, like you said, do it. Let's do reads, see how he fares, having to do with the competition at a faster level on playing against the 2s instead of the 3s and 4s. You know, I want to see that out of him.
Absolutely. Steel Loyal says delusion is bliss. Steel Loyal also says, Mike, thank you. Tortilla says Mark has trolled so hard he fell for his own joke. Ty says this, I think 4-year, 120-90 guarantee Porter deal. Mark Malone says, yeah, Benton got the last of it for sure. Yinzer Joe, JPJ is getting the bag, but there won't be anything in it. He can use it for his clothes when he gets traded. Steel Loyal said the last of your brain cells are with the JPJ contract. Let me grab a couple more, Mike. We got to get into some topics here. Lindsay says, I wish they would get it done already. I do too. Wish they would get it done already. Lindsay says, as he should. That is his number. Of course, Elandon Roberts getting 50, getting his number 50 back. Steel Loyal says, E-Rob edit coming. And finally, Corey. Corey, are you still here? I keep missing Corey. I keep wanting to talk to him. Corey says, I'm glad Roberts is back. I didn't like it when he left. I do feel like there were places last season where he was missed. Absolutely, 100%. And how many times last year, Mike, we're watching football, and I said, man, I wish Elandon Roberts was back. This would be happening.
Yeah. I'm uber excited that he is back. Like, I've been rocking a half chub since he came back. This dude is just violence personified on the football field.
There's a sight. You with your shower cap, sporting a half chub. Not what that wasn't on my bingo card for Monday afternoon. Corey, yes, we're going to try this week, guys. We are going to do social networking on Saturday. We've already talked to a few people from the show that from the board that's going to be along. Other people from that's outside of the show, guys. On Saturday, Corey, this is specifically to you or anybody that's listening that's interested. We are going to post about a half dozen to 10, 11, 12, possibly different podcast streams, shows right here on our page. In hopes of getting shows in front of more eyes, just kind of exchanging networks a little bit. Maybe some people that like this show can like that show. This show will catch their show's attention. So we do have about right now between 6 and 10. I'd like to get to about right around to about a dozen at the end of the day. But this Saturday we are going to be doing that. Corey, just pick either get a hold of us or
shoot me an email, buddy.
Yeah, shoot us an email so we can get you taken care of. I'd love to get you on here, man, to again just get different eyes, more eyes in front of these shows, because again, a lot of these are my favorite shows that I watch on the internet, Mike. Corey, I watch Squeege a lot. So again, I think that people would certainly get into them. So this Saturday, guys, we are going to have a social networking program right here on our YouTube page. It will be this. We're going to try to do it for a few Saturdays in a row to see how it plays out. So do email us or get a hold of us, Corey, so we can get you situated and taken care of. But I did want to say that to you, and I just wanted to get it out now because I know I miss you sometime, and I wanted to make you get you updated on that information. Also, if you were listening and this involves you as well, perhaps you're starting a show, maybe just a little talk thing, maybe just streams, and you would like to get it exposed a little bit more. Again, we're just throwing them out there. We're going to get different names out, different shows out to different eyes. That's the goal, guys. So Corey, get a hold of us. Anybody else that does want to get a hold of us in that regard, just email us. We'll get you all set, guys. We are working all week long to make sure that we have a nice list of people's shows and people's shows and streams that you could watch right here. So let me move forward. Let's grab Tyrone. He says, me too. Hopefully soon. Lindsay says, I can't wait for that. Yes, Tyrone, just do it already. She says, Mark Malone says, it ain't happening, y'all. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Y'all hear something? He says, I didn't. It just sounded like wind. Just sounded like wind flowing through the air. Tortilla says, yo, mama, ain't happening. Also followed up by saying, I'm going to get fired arguing with Mark before JPJ gets extended. Let's go to Tortilla. Next extension, Broderick. Anderson, next signing. Mark Malone says vet minimum for Roberts. Tortilla says, right, he basically is the first round, really should be pick 14. I mean, certainly is he's first round talent. No two ways about that. Tortilla says, my point wasn't first round picks get more extensions. My point was first round picks literally make more. So yeah, duh, Witherspoon's cap hit is more. It was already 10.1. Sorry. Mark Malone says it was 5. I'll link it up for you just in case you need to see it. Tortilla says cheeseburgers. 5 million of them. Mark Malone says Lindsay says way too early for me, but Mason can still go. Yeah, you've been pretty consistent with that, Lindsay. And you know what? I ultimately agree with you. Because especially if Aaron's starting and you get a nice performance and get a nice look at these two kids, you could move Mason, free up that money, and have a backup. And come on, let's just say one of these kids has to step in and play backup. It puts them in a position where they have to perform at a high level. And at the end of the day, that's a good conversation until Aaron goes down for the season. Then we might be singing a different tune. So, but ultimately, I'm right there with you, Lindsay. I'm cool with Rudolph moving. A couple more messages here. We're going to get to some topics. We got a lot to get into today, guys. Tortilla says you're taking what I just said and then calling us slow. Saying that to Mark. Tyrone says Mark is really clueless. Mark Malone says poor children. Sash, I am Greek. Yes, sir. Let's go here to Corey. He says, I'm down. I'll email you and just let we know what day you need. Yes, absolutely. Do email us and we'll get started in that conversation and get that rolling for you. Thank you. It's going to be awesome, bro. I appreciate it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Sick Jones says, I'm back. Had work, safety, lunch, fucking cheap. Fuck, burnt the winners. Corey says this, Ryan, I built a website. It's done. It's not done. It's done. But I've got whole things going right now for merch, Illuminati card game stuff, giveaways, etc. I'll shoot everyone the link that's interested. Do go check Corey out. You're not going to be disappointed, especially if you're into conspiracy theories. Go check out Don't Drink That Today.
Real quick, Corey, I just sent you an email about what's going on.
All right, there you go. Do check that out. And again, we'll be in touch. I definitely want to have you involved. Sash says this, I think Aller is the plan for 2027 and has been all along. If you're reading faces and you read Mike McCarthy's face, I would certainly agree with you, Sash. Again, I'm just saying, I've never seen a man look at another man like that in my life. He looks at him like he's a supermodel.
He looks at Drew the way I look at Slash.
He does. See what he's doing right there? That's what Mike McCarthy looks like when he looks at Drew Aller.
And it's not creepy at all.
So, Tortilla says Seattle Seahawks cornerback Devin Witherspoon carries a 2026 salary cap hit of approximately $10,137,000 Oh, it's moving across the screen on me real quick. Let me bounce back up right here. 10,137,639 to 15,387,639, depending on the inclusion of recent roster adjustments. Literally, Google it, Mark. Sosh says this: we have an old Greek lady in town making gyros for 30 to 40 years. She's always swearing at people, but she's a legend. Best gyros in town. Yeah, that's actually in our blood. Swearing at people, not the gyros too, I guess. But yeah. Okay, we got Corey set up there. Let's go here to John. Big John Stud. Middle name Mud. It says this: folks, Rooney cares more about the image of being competitive, even when they aren't. I doubt he will get rid of Rooney. You should know that by now. He won't admit to a rebuild. And finally, Tyrone. Tyrone says this. Tyrone says, Sosh, I agree. I think sitting behind A-Rod and learn will start 2020. It's looking good. It's looking good. Christophus in the house all the way from ground zero. Great seeing Christophus on his vacation. We were so lucky to have a guy like Chris coming in from camp every day, giving us the scoop. Chris says camp is now officially over, so I'm headed to the south side with the team. My man. That's right. Chris came up from South Florida, spent the entire camp, and will be up in here in Western Pennsylvania until after the Jets game. So hope you're enjoying yourself, Chris. I know that you love doing it, and again, what a way to spend a vacation, my man. Let's go right here. Tyrone says we don't need to rebuild. We got a good roster. Must just need franchise quarterback, and hopefully that's downloading as we speak. Let's get into it, guys. Injuries as of right now. After the weekend and through the weekend, or people that are banged up. Of course, DK and Pittman they seem to be a little bit more active today. IMAX is not expected to play Friday night. Brisker was a little banged up over the weekend. Brandon Smith still banged up a bit. Sebastian Joseph Day was also injured banged up a little bit. Mike, also these two names, Weejan and Israel Makamu, they did leave practice over the weekend.
Yeah.
Which, seems to be hopefully nothing serious on their injuries.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything is going to be carrying over into the regular season. It all looks like just being precautionary right now. So hopefully that's a good sign. The one I'm worried about is Big Mad Max. The way he was trending in camp, looking like he could have been battling for a starting job starting like this week and next, but now it's looking like it's going to be Dylan Cook going into the season, and Mad Max not being redshirted, but still battling behind the scenes, depending on how well Dylan Cook plays out there and how well they both practice. But hopefully Mad Max can get back here sooner rather than later, get at least one preseason game under his belt to see how he acclimates to the change, because this guy really hasn't been playing football that long.
Yeah,
so
right.
He has he needs to grow and learn. He needs to be out there for it. It's just one of those unfortunate injuries that just came out of nowhere. It's not like you got hit or anything. It's like those neck injuries, man. Hopefully they're just playing it smart, playing it safe.
Again, not quite sure, Mike, the undisclosed location of DK and the lower body injury of Michael Pittman. Again, they were taking it easy, Mike, and according to the board, they were somewhat active today. I also do know that Jalen Ramsey and JPJ are on the PUP at the moment, Mike, but they, according to reports, that they have full speed running and cutting in work off the side of the field, again, not with the team, but still the two are working together, and they are almost at full speed apparently. So they're putting in work, albeit being on the PUP list. Of course, JPJ and Ramsey, Mike.
Yeah, the one Ramsey's the one I'm really, really worried about. Like JPJ, I know people are saying he's only there because of the contract. You do technically have to have a legit injury to be on the PUP list, so maybe his back is just a little stiff.
Yeah, perhaps.
But the one I'm really worried about is Ramsey. We need him out there because with E-Rob, he's the only other emotional leader, the only tone setter out there.
You make a good point.
They had a huge plan for him on this defense to be a guy who can play that nickel or star or mushroom or raccoon tail Mario position where he's a do-it-all kind of guy. And we have yet to see him out there. Right now it's been Brandon Nichols, but he was banged up too. So kind of need him to get back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, let's talk a little bit about, of course, let me just grab this real quick right here. Ian Rappaport reports, Mike, he doesn't see any concern at all about the DK and Pittman injuries at camp. Of course, Rappaport being down there, knowing what's going on, Mike, it didn't seem like there was an over-concerned Steeler team about those two injuries. It almost seems like they have it under control. They know what's going on. They have an idea of how they're going to play this out. And again, like having a veteran coach like Mike McCarthy, you can handle these things a little differently and know the ins, the outs, the loopholes, and things of that nature. So again, as you look at all these star players continuing to move through the camp and these guys are injured, but we're not worried about that. These guys are injured, but they're doing their – it seems like he has this pretty much under control, Mike, whether the injuries are real, not real bad, whatever the case is. I think we're lucky to have a veteran seasoned coach right now because, again, everything it shows. It's showing with this football team to this moment.
Yeah, everything seems to be, outside the injury seems to be flowing well. And he's working working Jeremy on the outside, working Roman Wilson on the inside, running with they're the first team wide receivers out there, getting some good practice reps with Rodgers. But it would be nice to see those guys at least get one series with Rodgers out there throwing the ball to him. Just me, just want to see it. Different speed from practice to game, but it's nice at least they're getting a ton of reps in there with Rodgers.
Why would you want your starting quarterback playing with your other players? Why? Shouldn't he just be alone the whole time and nobody should pay attention to him? And when the game day comes, just throw them all together and say, go ahead, make it happen. All I'm saying is I'm keeping receipts on this because if Aaron Rodgers has a bad week in week 1 or week 2 or week 3, I got receipts for it because if he would have practiced a little harder or been involved with getting involved with his players more on the playing field, perhaps it would have been better. So, you know what? Say what you want. That's fine. But I am keeping receipts on that. Let's move forward here, Mike. Also, this has to do with injuries as well. Dulac, he says Aaron Rodgers won't be used. This is what Dulac believes. He says Rodgers won't be used if he does not have both Pittman and DK. And it's looking like they're not going to. Yeah. But as we were reading, there is slow participation with those two players.
Because people I saw online and reporters pushing back on it, and our boy Fat Boy was like, well, it's all about the groupings. It's all about the groupings. Well, when you get out there in the regular season, if Pittman and DK, hopefully knock on wood, this doesn't happen. But if they would get hurt in the regular season, are we not going to play Aaron Rodgers? We're going to play whoever the backup is and play the backup grouping? No, we're going to play the starters. I'm not saying have them out there for a full half of Aaron Rodgers and these guys. 1 to 2 series in, out, and then move on to the other quarterbacks like you would do with anyone else. Patrick Mahomes was out there, playing in the preseason.
I do want to jump to the top real quick. I do want to say a big, big, big thank you to Tortilla on the board, $5 super chat donation to the show. We do appreciate you as always, my friend. He says, I'd rather my 40-year-old 4-time MVP quarterback Rusty than hurt. You know what? That's a good point, but guess what? If he goes out and gets hurt and play week 1, what's the difference? You got to play football. At the end of the day, you get paid a lot of money to play football. There's got to be some risk in your job. There has to be risk in your job. That's just where I stand. Again, call me old-fashioned. I fall in that line where, you know what? He better not be bitching at anybody if they aren't on the same page as him when the regular season comes. That's all I'm saying. That's all. He can't blame other people when other people aren't on the same page with Aaron Rodgers and his genius mind on game day. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it right there. It better be perfect, because if not, I have a handful of receipts right here, and I'm ready to shake them in the air like this. I truly am. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But again, thank you, Tortilla.
Yeah, thank you, Tortilla. It's I agree with Ryan, and I also agree with you. I see both points of view.
I do too.
It makes it's one of those you're damned if you do, damned if you don't type situations.
Right.
So it's all I want is the coach to be consistent with his decision-making process through training camp. That's it. You make that decision and you stick with it. If, going into the last week, DK and Pittman are healthy, okay, they're healthy. Get those 3 out there for a series and hurry up and get them the fuck off the field. Just be consistent with your thought process.
Absolutely. We still have so much to get into today, guys. A lot of information, a lot of scoop over this weekend went down. Big practice over the weekend, Mike, with E-Rob getting things lit in a way that it hasn't been lit so far this year. Let me get into it. Then we're going to get into some questions on the board. Let's go to right here where Sunday's practice it was the most physical practice yet. And what was the difference? It had Elandon Roberts participating, not just participating, Mike. He was out there wrecking shop, wreaking havoc. Other things happened. A few fights broke out. A fight between Max Hurlman and, of course, the rookie RSJ. Deshaun Watson versus Jaheim Bell. And then E-Rob, he just discarded the no tackling rule several times, like just clocking people, apparently, at practice on Sunday. And praise is being said to him for getting the guys fired up and playing on the next level and being more physical. Who would have thought? Again, football. It's not ballerina. It's not ballet. It's football. You need somebody in there that's motivating you to want to hit people.
Yeah, I loved the energy that he brought into practice. For just
Darnell Washington was also in the skirmish as well with Deshaun Watson and Jaheim Bell.
Yeah, some of the things I read, like reporters like Deshaun Elliott was excited. He was ready to take on the whole offensive line. There's a great picture of Zach Frazier running to the fight with a big old shit-eating grin on his face. Mason McCormick and E-Rob drawing back and forth. And Mason asked about it, said, I told him, hey, something along the lines of, hey, short timer, let's take it easy. And then E-Rob was like, I don't listen to what he says because I can still smell the milk coming off of his mouth. Talking about still being young and breastfeeding. Those two drawing back and forth, bringing that energy that this team needs.
Right.
They need that. I love this fire.
They don't need not to stand around and not practice. And listen, this debate is going to go on, and you're going to keep saying the people that disagree are going to just keep saying what they say, and I don't care because it's football. One more time. I don't care if this isn't the time of Sean Brady and Moss not playing. It's still football, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, this is what we complain about when we say they're just not tough like they used to be. So, if you like it, we'll continue to do it. But at the end of the day, you got to be out there. You're a football player. I understand injuries. Believe me, I've been doing this for 45 years watching football. I get these. I understand. But at the end of the day, also in that amount of time, I realized that you got to practice as well. And again, Aaron just better not be out there pissed off because people ain't on the same page as him. That's all I'm saying because it's his making. It's his doing. He ultimately is deciding that he doesn't want to practice, and he's not practicing. So at the end of the day, I mean, we could chase each other in circles on this. The fact of the matter is, are you old school or are you new school? I'm just an old school football guy. I just am. That's just what it is. And again, the excuses don't mean anything to me. Just play football as they did when I was a kid. And when you play high school, just get out there and play football. You're a football player. And especially once you get that big contract, there better be some risk in your job. That's all I'm saying. There better be some risk in your job. Let's move on. A lot of important things to get to. Firstly, the terrible board filling up. I do apologize, guys. I am going to try to get caught up here as quick as I can. Let's go. I do believe I am right somewhere. Let's see. Lindsay says, "Oh no, not Brisker." Yes, he somehow he was banged up. I don't think it's anything serious. Sosh says this. I'm worried for Max. He's missing valuable time, and apparently it is his neck, which is always scary. Tyrone says McCarthy said we think Drew Aller is a first-round pick, and we got him in the third. Yes, first-round talent is the word that they're being used. The word that's being used to describe the way Mike McCarthy feels about Drew Aller. Mike, again, these two guys.
Well, I twitch every time I hear that because, Kevin Colbert, hey, we had a first-round grade on Mason Rudolph. So naturally, I recoil a little when I hear that phrase. But he was talked about in this class if he would have came out, not this draft cycle, but the previous draft cycle as a first-round guy. And then before his disastrous last year at Penn State was talked about as a guy who could potentially be a first-round pick. So I'm a little less cringe about it, but it's still like, if you thought he was a first-round pick, why didn't you take him in the first round? You had so many picks in between.
Well, we need an offensive line. I mean,
yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But he does have the traits. Can he put it all together? That's been Drew's biggest thing. But right now, like these are very encouraging signs from what we're seeing from the last time we saw him play in college to now. It's a night and day quarterback. But he still has a long, long way to go. And if he can pan out, talk about a steal of a draft pick.
Still a lot to get into, guys. Stick around. Let me get back to Ty on the board. I don't know about y'all, but I told Loyal that make me think he's the guy. Ty says in Steelers, she's not sure what's being said. In the Steelers' eyes. Gotcha. Let's go to Corey. Corey says it was a vaginal injury from the two-hand touch in camp. Let's go to Lindsay. McCarthy is bought in. I agree. Tortilla, Kenny Pickett is the guy. Kenny Pickett is going to walk away a rich man with a Super Bowl ring on at the end of the day. We keep talking. He's going to have the best life out of everybody because guess what? He's not going to be an injured person. He's going to be a healthy, rich, Super Bowl winning former NFL player. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Saw Mike McCarthy shopping for engagement rings. I also saw Tater Lindsay shopping for engagement rings as well, but I don't know anything about that. I'm just kidding. Of course, we have not heard from Tater lately at all, especially since the 49ers lost to Tennessee last week.
No, we have not. I'm worried about Tater.
Speaking of Lindsay, she says, yeah, he was supposedly, now I have PTSD. Tyrone said in 2025 he had first round talks and then got hurt, and Mike would no wide receivers, and Franklin was terrible. Head coach did no favors for Aller, not saying he's the guy, but if they believe he is, we will see.
Yeah, his offensive coordinator was terrible at designing plays too. It was god awful situation for him.
Let's go right here. Let's go to Steele. He says, and he has the Hastings Ruckle as his receivers out there. Hastings Ruckle. Lindsay says this. I hope he is, but I'm not sold after one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was second half preseason. Green Bay did play starters. It was the opposite end of that. Let's go here. Steel Loyal just took a look at him the way Mike McCarthy does Lindsay. Pretend he's Morgan Wallen. There you go. Lindsay said, this Steelers know more than me. They are with these guys every day, but I'm holding out until I see something more. Tyrone says this. He says, me either. Oops, Tyrone says this. Me either at all. Definitely not, but I do think we are better sitting behind A-Rod McCarthy, develop him for a whole year in his scheme better than Pickett, Tomlin. Yeah. It looks good. It looks like the offense is going to have life. Remember last year, halfway through the season, playing Green Bay? Still all the short passes going on through the game. We were like, this is what we're going to do. This is our offense. I think it's going to be night and day, guys. I truly do. And somehow that team managed to win the division, go 10-7, and make the playoffs. Make it make sense to the people that are telling me that this team is going to finish in last place. It's just not logical. Steel Loyal says Kenny Pickett was so 7 summers ago. Also, Lindsay says, laugh my ass off. You're funny as fuck. Use that song soon. Let's go right here to Corey. Corey, don't drink that, says, what if we went out there rusty and throws a pick six and gets hurt on the play? Then he's rusty and injured. Rusty and injured. Lindsay says, I don't think AR should play at all. He might not. Ultimately, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if you don't. I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me if you don't. Steel Loyal says we call that tetanus at Corey. Don't drink that. It would be tetanus, yes. Let's go here. Chris says this. I hope wide receiver Brandon Smith, right tackle Max are healthy enough to play against the Jets. I'm reading that Max is probably not going to play. But as far as Brandon Smith goes, I don't have any update on that injury. Tyrone says, yeah, we don't need to see A-Rod seems good energy. I mean, it seems, but again, I would think more reps the better, but what the hell do I know? Let's go here. Lindsay says he doesn't need to play. Ty says Chris Max won't play versus the Jets. That's what I'm hearing as well. Why take the risk? I don't know. Because it's a job, but again, I'm not going to argue. That's my opinion. And again, I respect your opinion as well. So let's move forward right here to Tortilla. He says, to be honest, Aaron plays through his injuries more than most people do. So I'd rather limit that. Imagine you're some no-name defensive end. You're thinking, I'm going to kill this old man and make the team. Preseason isn't what it was. Let's also go to where he follows it up, saying we need, again, with the Brady and the Moss. Let's go to Lindsay. The Browns are cooked. The Browns are always cooked. A couple more guys, and we're getting some new topics here. Let's go back to Corey. Corey says, at Ty, I think at his age, and he needs at least a series or two, only because his body is at 4,000 years old versus 25. Exactly. You're playing. Like I said, I'm not even going to. It's just a ridiculous thing to keep going around and around with it. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to finish the converse. I'm sure the comment, of course. Versus 27-year-olds in a different way. The older he gets, the more warm up he needs. Again, I'm 48. I understand this concept. Lindsay Tortilla speaking facts today. Also, Tyrone says, I mean, maybe game three, a series is good, but I want to see these young quarterbacks, the young guys of the future. We have two more. Aaron Rodgers does not need to be out there. And also Tortilla, he says, this practices aren't the same, can't hit the same. We have more non-contact injuries than contact injuries nowadays. Remember when half of our team was pulling their hamstring. So there you go. I just don't understand why we accept that. Why we accept that these guys are whatever. Again, let's move on. Let's go to right here. This is how Mike McCarthy described how he's going to break down this roster as he begins to make cuts. Of course, going from 91 to 53 is going to be the job at hand for the Steelers over the next couple of weeks. This preseason will be over in less than 2 weeks, if you could believe that, guys. In less than 2 weeks, this is going to be something that we're going to be looking at. Mike McCarthy breaks down how his rosters will be cut down. He says this, in 2 weeks, when we cut down rosters, I'm going to be looking for players that can play every down. He says there's not going to be any special teams guy as we had in the past with Miles Killebrew. He says unless it comes down to a contract or talent warrants it. So he wants all of his guys to play all the time, which would probably explain why we did see a lot of Travis Homer in the first round. Like you and I speculated that he was going to kind of take that Miles Killebrew role in special teams. But again, by the way that Coach McCarthy is breaking this team down and making his cuts and deciding who stays, he's looking at the guys that could stay on the field all the time. Every down guys. He doesn't want any of these specialists. One down, you do just this. He wants everybody involved in everything. He said it from the very beginning. We're going to make all the receivers play every position. You can see it on defense. We're moving this guy. We're moving Benton. We're moving TJ. We're moving players around. So to be versatile would be huge on this team. It's huge. Mike, he's going to go by people that can stay on the field every down, and that's how he's going to look at things when he does break it down.
And that's going to be tough for some of these guys at the tail end of the roster. Like Homer, who's more known for special teams than anything else. It's going to be tough for people like Heidenreich and Caleb Johnson as well for a numbers game to get playing time and to make it onto the roster. And then you're going to have to look at some, wide receivers, Benny Sco, a special teams demon, one of the best gunners in the league. Can he produce consistently in this offense? We saw him a handful of times last year flash. He had a nice catch this year in the preseason. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Benny Sco going forward in this preseason to see if he can be a big-time contributor in the offense. So it's going to be tough for some of these tail-end guys. And you're looking at safeties and corners as well. Can they play special teams, and can they play well enough on defense to stay in? Because Miles Killebrew, he was that special teams demon, was a backup safety, but was not a really good safety. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Other news, Mike, again, we're talking about people getting cut, people who's going to make the roster. This one here is very interesting to me because I've liked this guy from day one. I've always seen talent in him. Mike, Lou Nichols is getting first and second team reps with Rico and with Jalen Warren, while Eli and Caleb Johnson were on the second practice field with the third and fourth teams getting those reps. Again, let me repeat that, guys. Lou Nichols getting first and second team reps with Rico Dowdle and also with Jalen Warren, while little Eli and Caleb Johnson were on the second field getting their reps with the third and fourth teams.
Yeah, I saw that too. He's getting a really, really strong look from this coaching staff. Last year they kept him around on the practice squad. That shows at least organizationally they value what he can bring. And now Like, there's no clear number three. Let's see what everyone has right now. He has the edge.
Mike, what
He's
if Caleb
showing
Johnson
more.
don't make this team?
Whew, be the first third round pick Omar Khan has whiffed on.
Yeah. It's I'm starting to be a bit concerned.
Yeah.
Like some words that, of course, the offensive coordinator, the word that he's using mostly to describe Lou Nichols is consistent.
Yeah.
And you know what? Consistency is good. And at the end of the day, I don't know if I've seen Caleb do anything. I don't even know if I had an opportunity to see
Yeah.
Caleb do anything consistently. But again, that could be crazy because at the end of the day, it is a third round pick just from last season.
Yeah.
And Lou Nichols making it very interesting for guys like Caleb.
Caleb, and Caleb was not a part of this coaching staff. He wasn't one of their guys, so he's going to have to really impress. And they see them in practice day after day after day after day, so they have a better insight than we do on why the lower end guys aren't playing. And they seem to think Lou Nichols fits their scheme more. He seems to be the better of the three backs right now.
I got to be honest. And listen, I'm not going to toot my own horn, Mike. I'm going to put it like this. From what I've seen from both of these guys, it looks like Lou's a baller, and Caleb, I really haven't seen anything to jump up and down. If I could find one thing or remember one thing that I see Caleb doing that made me, that got me excited, I would certainly talk about it. Mike, I haven't seen anything from him. And again, I've probably seen Lou Nichols less than I've seen Caleb. So again, getting a smaller dose of what I've seen from one guy, I've seen more from than I've seen from Caleb. So at the end of the day, I don't, you feel bad for the third rounder, but still time. There's still time left.
Yeah.
Whether we decide to keep an extra running back or whatever we do, there's still time. So again, I'm not gonna chop Caleb down just yet. I'm just saying I haven't seen anything that maybe jump up and down about Caleb Johnson yet.
No, nothing at all. Too, and I'm just doing some research on these guys because last week we were talking about like their 40 times and whatnot. The 10-yard split, which is very important for running backs, how fast they can hit the hole. Like Lou Nichols was 1.5, Jalen Warren 1.54, Le'Veon Bell 1.57, Caleb Johnson down one of the worst in Steelers' most recent history is 1.62, and Najee Harris at 1.69. Najee, one of our biggest complaints was him accelerating to the hole, and that's what we're seeing. The big problem with Caleb Johnson is seeing the hole and accelerating to it, where Warren, Lou Nichols, in the limited preseason snaps, he's getting that burst to break away through that first wave. And that's where, you have to make your mark as a running back, is getting to and through the line of scrimmage quickly. So then you can do shit out in the open field. And Caleb's biggest issue, even in college, is seeing the hole and accelerating through the hole. Once he gets through it, he can do some things, but not at this level right now. And I was hoping that was one of the things he would improve on this year. And we just, the limited amount of game film that we saw, those 5 carries, he didn't see it. And I really haven't seen any practice film from him, so I can't discern what he's doing. But the coaches are really harping on that. Hey, man, get through the hole, get through the line.
Absolutely. Because
the tenth of a second is huge, man. How fast these guys move.
Absolutely.
It's a difference between a positive play or a no gain and a loss.
Let's talk a little bit about Mike, the star of week 1 in the preseason. Of course, it's no surprise. I mean, you could pick a couple of these guys. I think Legion could certainly fall in this category. But the person that everybody seems to be talking about, Mike, is the performance of Drew Aller. A couple things about him, Mike. Not only did he play well, he did win. He was named the Steelers Digest Player of the Week. Also, Mike, he graded higher than every other rookie quarterback in the first week of preseason.
Yeah.
He graded higher. Quarterback rating, Mike, he landed 154.8. 154.8. Mike, coming in second, Carson Beck. He came in with a 125.4. Third in this category, Ty Simpson came in with a 125 even. Number 4 on the list, Mendoza, the number 1 pick overall. He came in with a 100.3 rating. Haynes King, Mike, the quarterback out of Georgia Tech, he finished with a 95.2. Cade Klubnik, he finished with a 94.9. Jalen Daniels, an 88.5. And finally, Nussmeier, he finished with an 80.6 at the end of the day through week 1 of the preseason. Your quarterback, Drew Aller from Penn State, Mike,
Yes.
Had the best quarterback rating of every single rookie quarterback in the draft.
I knew this all along about Drew Aller. I've been banging the drum for Drew Aller that he was going to be the savior of this franchise, the Lassina Al Gaib, the prince that was promised, whatever, honorific you want to bestow upon this strapping young lad. He's going to lead us back to the promised land. I was shocked from what I saw from him. He looks good, man. And a lot of these younger quarterbacks, they look good too. You can tell, I watched some of the highlights and some of the film of some of these quarterbacks. Teams are scheming these guys wide open. They're tailoring the offense to their strengths to hide their weaknesses. And McCarthy was no different than with Aller. But one of the things I noticed from Drew that they were doing a lot was rolling left and throwing left.
Yes.
Which is very uncomfortable for even the most.
Oh, lost. I think either me or Mike, somebody got cut off. So whoever you can hear, I'm going to continue to talk. I'm not sure what happened, but again, if you could hear me on the board, let us know. Let us know. Can you hear me?
Very encouraging.
There we go.
That simple little roll up. We saw him do that, and when they had Howard roll up, they had him roll right, throw right.
Yes,
so they absolutely are. That's a tell right there who they're more comfortable with doing certain things right there, and hopefully we'll get there.
You didn't think that the hand job that McCarthy gave Drew Aller before he went on the field wasn't the tell?
No, that might have been just a little foreplay.
Oh, this is something he's going to come to expect at Penn State, right?
Exactly. That's part of the recruiting process.
Gotcha.
But no, I have nothing real negative to say about Drew's play, and it's I'm trying not to get excited because I saw what those years at Penn State where he will look good and then look bad. But I'm also trying to balance it with Mike McCarthy has done this in the NFL. He's developed quarterbacks, gotten the most out of them, whether you were a first-round pick like Aaron Rodgers or someone like Aaron Brooks turned him into a very productive player for a few years down in San Diego, brought out some of the best football in Dak Prescott. So I'm encouraged by the tutelage that's going to go out there, but the player himself is causing me concern because I know what he can do and can't do, and I've seen him fail after having some success. So it's trying to pump my own brakes, but I don't blame people for getting a little bit excited.
No, absolutely, Mike. A lot of people were excited. A lot of things to talk about still from this game. PFF. I'm not going to go through all the grades, but I'm going to give you the winners. The highest grade, Mike, on offense and defense. Robert Tonyan did get the highest grade by way of PFF. And you know what? It doesn't surprise me one bit. I think the guy balled out more than anybody on offense for sure. And then again, Mike, on defense, Asante Samuel Jr. getting the high grade from PFF. And again, I wouldn't argue with that either.
It's making his trade value go higher and higher.
Absolutely.
But no, Tonyan, I love that he was out there for Will Howard, a nice veteran presence, that nice safety valve.
He looked as good as anybody.
He looked more crisp and smooth and explosive than Jonnu Smith did last year.
He looked more smooth and explosive than our potential 3 and 4 receivers. I'm going to be honest. And he did. I mean, of course, Roman, we only gave him one throw, and then Bernard, he looked good. I thought he looked better than what people were making him out to be with a lot of these early mistakes at practice. But they were saying, Mike, that as good as he looked at the game on Thursday, he's making the same amount of impression with mistakes at practice. So what player we're going to get? We're going to get on the field Jeremy. Are we going to get practice field Jeremy? We don't know, Mike, but any way you slice it, if he's going to want to fight for that 3, he's got to cut down on those mistakes.
Yeah, like my boss said, he's a game day player. There are practice players, and then there are game day players.
Maybe he shouldn't practice either then.
Maybe less practice time for Jeremy. He's going to be.
Why don't they just stop letting everybody practice? That way nobody gets hurt. Hey, maybe they could follow little Eli because Mike he won the home run contest, and I don't think that's a good thing. It seems like bad has always came with every person that's won that home run contest,
right?
But maybe they'll take up baseball then because they don't practice in baseball; they just go out and play every day. And,
you know what? With little Eli being on the bubble, maybe he should take a look at some double A, low A baseball opportunities. He's
I
got
bet you.
some time to
I bet you
compete.
he ends up in Tampa Bay. Something tells me. Let's get back on this board.
He might.
Yeah, I mean they wanted him. So again, if we cut him, there's a good chance he could end up down there. Let's get back on the board right here where Lindsay is saying this. Lindsay says, I personally don't want our AR out there because my house will be crying when Mason is our goal. I mean, ultimately, I agree with you there. Believe me. I mean, there's just it's, what chance do you stop taking risks in life? I don't know. All right, let's go right here. Tortilla. He says, I just don't want to see our guys out there. If that means nothing, that's just asking to learn the hard way. Corey, don't drink that says, I was born in the twilight of old school football and new school. So when I see people taking it easy, and then when games matter, it takes 4 weeks to gel with your teammates. It pisses. Absolutely. And again, it's not Aaron. It's everybody around him. They need to practice with him, I'm sure he's fine. And at least we'll stick with that narrative. But again, don't let him F up in the first 2 to 3 weeks. Do not let it happen. Because again, it will be brought up. Let's continue right here to Tyrone. He says this, yeah, we're yapping today. It's slow as fuck at work, so I'm done. So nothing better. It's all good, bro. It's all good. And as the week goes on, I think about this show, I'm like, the beginning of the week after football games is generally more pessimistic. We're kind of touching on the realities of the game, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And sometimes, it's not always good. And as the week goes on, we get more hopeful and, you get better news and you get closer to the game. And that's just generally the way that the show goes. It has for years. After a game, it's generally a little bit more negative, but as the week moves on, it certainly gets better. Let's go here, Mike, to Corey. Corey says that's what preseason is for. That's what I thought, to put you in game time situations. But what do we know, Corey? He says that's where you knock the rust off so you're ready by game 1. Tortilla says Rodgers didn't play last year and everything seemed like, and I hope you're right this year again. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says, to Corey. Corey says this, at Tortilla, I get it, but we have so many new pieces. That's what I'm saying. It's not like last year at all. It's a new offense. It's a new system. It's new players. It's new rookies. Guys trying to win wide receiver 3 and 4. And you're playing with backups. I don't know. Let's go here. Don't leave any stone unturned for preparations, what Corey's saying. Lindsay says he has been with McCarthy. He knows the schemes. I mean, I get that, but has everybody else been in this situation with McCarthy? And all? So again, I'm not going to go on. We're going to continue to chase our tails, and it just seems senseless.
It's like everyone's like I'm like I see where everyone's coming from,
and so do I.
Yeah,
believe me, I'm not retarded. I mean, I understand the concept of what both sides are saying.
Yeah,
I just prefer my guys to be participating. Yeah. That's all. Let's go right here. Let's go to Steeler Freak. Big John Stud, middle name Mud, says the first 4 to 5 games of the regular season are the new preseason. No one plays preseason like the past. It's all about no injuries and the long regular season. Let's go here to Tortilla. I think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers are the 2 most qualified people in the world at their jobs. They are fine. But what about the other 52 players? Don't they kind of have to work with the guy as well? I mean, what if you were at your job and the one guy that's been a spectacular person at your job, but in another location comes to your job and takes over your spot and does less than you? Because, we know he's going to be fine. I don't know. Again, it just comes down to personal opinion, in my opinion. And again, I have no issues either way. I just have an opinion, and that's what it is. Let's continue to go forward right here to Ty. I want to see Aller throwing to Bernard, Roman, Benny Sco, Friday, assuming DK and Pittman won't play. I do too. I want to see Roman get more than one target as well. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of Roman this week. If you were expecting this team to somehow be their best, no, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that would expect them to be their best. I just don't want to see glaring mistakes that could have been tightened up with a little bit of in-game practice. That's all. A few preseason games. Basic schemes will help the guys and also get you back to the speed of the game as well, which is also an important thing as well. Let's go right here to Steeler Freak. John says this, Rodgers is old and won't hold on the ball. Mike McCarthy has discipline issues. My 2 truth comments. Sick Jones says DK hurt his ovaries. Think we should go to the WNBA? Well, I don't know about that. I think his ovaries are going to be fine. I want DK in my lineup. Also, Shittor about to be flushed is what Mark Malone is saying. Let's go here to Tortilla. Warm-up is not getting sacked. Warm-up is stretching. Tortilla's been schooling us all day on what goes on in preseason.
Tortilla's on fire.
He is. I'm ready to move on from the argument for the last 20 minutes. Let's go here to Corey. Corey says this at Lindsay. I hope he's not using the same old schemes. That motherfucker better have a whole game plan. He can't bring that old ass shit to 2026 football.
I don't. Last time we saw him, he was lighting it up in Dallas with that scheme, and that scheme's still being used a lot through the NFL.
Steeler Freak said, I expect to see very little NFL regular season caliber play because I realize most are going to play. Plus, you can't synchronize the whole team at real game speed. Lindsay says, I don't know, but they know each other. I'm not worried about AR at all. And I hope you're right. Listen, again, at the end of the day, I hope you're right on that side of the argument. I hope you're right. I don't want you to be wrong. I don't want to be right. But if I am, I certainly will talk about it. That's all. I hope you're right. I hope everything goes perfect or as good as it can go. Steel Loyal says, Sick Jones, go say that to his face. Oh, what did Sick say?
The ovaries coming.
Oh, DK. Go ahead. He might swing on you. You might make a few bucks. Let's go right here. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Bet you won't. Lindsay, I'm worried about my quarterback getting injured. Mark Malone says, God, I hope they get JPJ traded before the regular season. We don't need an extended holdout. Let's go down here to Steel Loyal, Mark Malone. I'm worried about you. This is who we're worried about. Lindsay said, because my ass sure don't want Mason starting week 1 because he chose to play. I mean, again, remember Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles in the first game with the Jets. What was it, the first couple plays? So, I mean, it's possible that could happen again with your 43-year-old quarterback. I mean, if his Achilles snapped on its own at 40, let's continue to move on. Let's go right here to Steel Loyal. When we signed JPJ, your life is over, Mark. It's over. Damn, Mark, I thought you liked JPJ, Tyrone says. Mark says, for sure at Lindsay, and you know how I feel about Magnum. Yes, we do. Steeler Freak says this, Mike Rodgers is at high risk for injury for sure, hence the Mason stay-in probability is high. Lindsay says, yes, I know you like him. Tortilla says Rodgers, again with this Rodgers sitting out. Oh my God. Rodgers has sat out of preseason for close to a decade. I think he'll be fine. It's not like everybody can't get practice with him. I'm not so sure a drive versus vanilla defense. Okay, I hope you're right. As I continue to say, I'm not even arguing with you anymore. I hope you're right. Fuck. Let's move forward. Let's go here to Mark Malone. He says this, no losing in the first 6 weeks. Lindsay says, I agree. Steel Loyal says, in his hole. Steeler Freak says this, Rodgers isn't learning anything about football. The boys need time with him, not the other way around. He could be in a coma on game day and still wake up and play. Lindsay says we didn't see anything from KJ. Nothing. I agree. KJ deserves a chance. I also agree. Tyrone says KJ hasn't got a real chance to, though. 2 carries is not enough, and last year, every time he got the ball, the offensive line did not block. Mark Malone says Nichols is a fucking beast, man. I can't believe he hasn't latched on. I agree. He should be playing somewhere. He should absolutely be playing somewhere. He's good enough to play in the NFL. Let's go right here to Tortilla. He says this, especially with now we saw the offensive line play in preseason. We really, again, with this, is there anything else these guys want to talk about? Let me finish. I apologize. Really want to put your 40-year-old quarterback there while they're still getting their feet wet. All right. I mean, they're going to be doing it in 2 weeks anyway, a couple of weeks anyway. So why not be prepared for it? Tyrone says a running back cannot do anything if the offensive line does not block. I don't care how good your running back is.
Lev Bell made some of those poor lines look pretty good.
Oh, true. Lev Bell did.
He made those guys. He made that left side a shit ton of money. Ramon Foster and Villanueva. They made them money.
And then also one of the Super Bowl teams had the worst offensive line in the playoffs that year. So, I mean, again, I guess there's always exceptions to everything. Let's continue on. Let's go right here, Mike, to Tortilla. He says, I don't mean to go on and on. I just risk the risk reward. I mean, I get okay. We all get it, man. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Let's go right here. I really do. I'm not being. I do. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. If you're right, we're all going to be happy, man. Let's go right here. Let's go to Steeler freak John. John says KJ was never asked to block or catch at Iowa. An NFL running back must be able to do more than a one-trick pony. The Steelers made a mistake on that pick. Sauce says you guys have to see these new ESPN rankings. They have the Steelers ranked 30th below the Browns. I'll link it on Discord if you want to check it out, Mike, while Ryan is reading the board. Wow. Jeez, oh, man. How is there any way that you could possibly even do that if you're ESPN? What do they think is going on at Steeler camp? They think everybody's standing around like Aaron Rodgers, apparently. Because they have us below the Browns at 30. Come on, that's insane. Let's go right here.
Some of the rankings that they had, ridiculous.
It's insane. 30? 30. You got to be kidding me. Tyrone.
Yeah, it's like the.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the future power rankings for predicting the 2027 through 2029 for all the teams, and yeah, like they did Pittsburgh. I think dirty because my God, overall roster excluding quarterback, 20th in the NFL. Quarterback they have at 32, so they're not high on Drew Aller or Will Howard. Coaching, they're not high on McCarthy and his staff at 31. And front office, they're not high on Colin and Weedle. They have them ranked at 27th in the NFL.
Guess we're just going to have to show them like we always do. I mean, This isn't any different. Nobody, the respected Steelers gets always, fucked up. So, again, we just got to kind of go on and do what we always do: win football games, win the division, go back to the playoffs. We don't need their help at the end of the day. The Steelers generally get it done to some capacity. Again, not finishing in last place since 1988. Not finishing in last place since 1988. Becker, yes, higher than Beck. Drew Aller, again, guys, finished with a 154.8 on the QBR. And Drew Aller, then Carson Beck, 125.4. 125.4 for Carson Beck. That was Mark, exactly. Ty Lindsay says, Mark, he was number one. He was number one. Stosh says this just to make it clear, it's a future roster and coaching ranking. Gotcha. Aller greater than Beck is what Ty is saying, and so far the numbers agree with you. John says Drew Baller stats. Drew Baller stats, baby. Drew Baller, the guys are saying. I know that Chop sure loves Drew Baller. Then you say he had pictures of him looking. What did you say he had pictures of?
It looked like Drew Aller was, the way he was turned, like in the way Chop took pictures, like he was focusing on his ass. Not on the name of the jersey, not a Drew Aller profile pic. It was like, I swear, the center of that lens was right on his ass. Right.
That don't surprise me with Chop. He's been all over Aller's nuts since day one. So that does not surprise me.
It has.
Let's continue forward here. Let's go to Mark is going to say the wrong. Laugh my ass off. Tortilla says we have Josh Allen at home. we have McDonald's at home, kids. Don't worry. Let's go to Ty. Steeler Freak says Tyrone. That is mine. Steel says what the fuck. Tyrone says no. You stole that from me. Tyrone says y'all both stole that from RB. Wait, what are you stealing? Tyrone. Drew Baller. Gotcha. Drew Baller. John Steeler Freak says BS. Nice try. I saw you on other podcasts. Don't cheat. Unbecoming. Sure. Let's go here to RB's roommate. RB's roommate still loyal, says Tyrone. Mark, I don't want Mason to develop no quarterbacks. Also, Tortilla, Steel Freak versus Steel Loyal versus Steel Taco Bell. Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
Let's go right here.
I want some Taco Bell.
I do too. I just want the diarrhea. I don't even want the Taco Bell. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says, I told you them practice shit was BS. Bernard is just fine. TJ, thanks. What Steeler Freak is saying. Let's go right here to Tortilla. You see that video of AB talking about Bell? I did not. What does that consist of?
I haven't seen that either.
Lindsay with the TJ Watts, and also Ty with the TJ Watts, looking good on the emoji scene. Shaking my head, Lindsay said. Let's go here to Tyrone. Even if they all practice like AB and Brady, they would still absolutely. They're human, but I would like them to make less. That's all. And when you're prepared more, you make less mistakes. Let's go here, Tyrone. I think A-Rod could play maybe one series versus the Bills. And you know what? At this point, I don't even want him to. I just don't want to argue. I don't want to, like I said, I hope Yinzers are right. That's all. I just hope Yinzers are right. Let's go here to Lindsay. I'm always right and will agree with Tortilla. So, and you know what, Lindsay? You are always right. So I'm going to take your word. And again, I hope Yinzers are right. Let's continue forward. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. He says this, Steel Loyal, I like turtles. T is for turtle. Let's go to
I like turtles.
Let's go to Steeler Freak. The offensive line has been and still is ass. Paying time to fix it the right way. Include firing and dumping players and coaches if necessary. John follows it up by saying the offensive line might be the bigger issue than finding the Messiah quarterback. I tend to agree. We got to get this offensive line fixed quick. We could have you're not going to be able to run or pass if you don't have an offensive line doing their job. And again, Mike, the whole line is different than 80%. 80% of the line different than it was last year. Of course, guys switching sides, new people. The only thing that's consistent and the same, of course, is Zach Frazier.
Yeah, and two brand new coaches in there as well. So that's going to be key to watch this next week. How do they rebound? How do they bounce back from that performance? Especially looking at Fatanu and Dylan Cook. Fatanu, I think last year, coming back to the right side, that first game in the preseason, he struggled a little bit. And after that, he settled right back down into the role. I'm hoping that's going to be the same into this week right here. But Dylan Cook's the one I'm really going to want to watch. And whoever is playing at right guard, I think that's the big worry. Is it going to be Anderson or is it going to be Hoffman? I think that's the big hole in the line.
I'm leaning toward Anderson right now personally, but we will see, Mike. Again, there's still a lot of practice left. Just one more day. Of course, Wednesday, the Steelers will practice on Wednesday as they head back to the south side after today, wrapping up their practice session there in St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Practice Wednesday, and again, they won't practice again until after they play the Jets. So that's what's coming. But you also have the following week, and then you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks between Buffalo and Atlanta. So a lot of time to get these things fixed, but they do need fixed, Mike. The offensive line, again, if they're not working effectively, the run or the pass doesn't neither of them are really working for you. So offensive line is ground zero, in my opinion, at this trying to get this whole thing fixed.
Yeah, you win and lose in the trenches. So it's if the O-line struggles, it's going to be a long season, or we're going to see a lot of quick passes, which, in the Mike McCarthy offense and this West Coast offense, quick hitters is the way to go too. So it might just speed up the process a little bit, but I would, get the ball in DK's hand, get it in Jeremy's hand, get it in Pittman's hands, let them do their thing.
Absolutely. Let's go right here. I see I'm worried about the offensive lines. What Ty is saying, Tortilla says that was at MetLife Stadium, though. Sick Jones 6 says this. I'm not scared. Oh, here we go. I seen him throw a punch. Oh, that's true. He missed the guy's whole head, so perhaps he would be okay. But he's a freak. He's a freak in nature. I certainly wouldn't want to meet up with him. Not in that capacity anyway. If he had my back, I would be all there. But Steeler Freak says, I will admit when I'm wrong. If they get rid of Mason, I will really be surprised. I would prefer they let both Howard and Allard get real regular game snaps before making another quarterback draft decision. Lindsay says, it was unfortunate last year the way it played out because Will Howard got hurt in preseason and he never really had the opportunity.
Yeah.
That was the only reason it played out the way that it did. I don't think it was in anybody's nobody had that one. Yeah, nobody had that one. But again, like a rookie, we should have known better. That's been the pattern, what's it called? The lane that rookies have taken here in Pittsburgh over the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, like you're at least one rookie out of your draft class that you're excited to see will get injured at some point.
Let's go here. Yeah,
It started with Calvin Austin and has not stopped since.
it's true. Lindsay says DK is big as fuck. Come on. Nah, he's a beast, man. Steel Loyal says DK would fold you up like a lawn chair. Tortilla says, hey, see the new profile pic. I'm like, I seen that. What is going on? I can't really tell because it's small. I just see glowing eyes.
That is Omar Khan with orange glowing eyes.
Oh, I like that.
I had to click into his profile to pull it up, and it's a thing of beauty. I've been waiting to talk about it all day.
I like it. I'm going to actually throw you a game ball. I'm throwing you my game ball for that picture. Omar with those red glowing. I like that. I couldn't tell what it was. I could just see glowing eyes from where I'm sitting. DK is a cuckboy. Sick Jones says, Tortilla, to be fair, I got you, dude. Listen, it's no biggie. It just kept popping up, and after I get it. The way the time, yeah, no, it's all good. It'll all be good, bro. No biggie.
Tortilla, don't worry. You're still number one on my friends list.
That's right. Number one on Mike's friend list. Number one in everybody's heart. Tortilla Jackson, guys, all the way from Sacramento, California. How about this, Mike?
Number 69 in your program.
Number 69 in the program. Number one in your hearts, Tortilla Jackson. No harsh feelings, bro. It's all good. Let's continue to move forward right here.
You ever fucking upset Ryan again, Tortilla?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's the coffee kicking in.
Let's go to Ty. Ty says Bell and good offensive line, LOL, and was patient. His style was. That's what I'm saying. His style was what certainly got him to be successful. Absolutely.
He had pouncing to Castro. I'm sorry, the rest of that line, Big Ben and Left Bell made those guys look good.
Tyrone
That's the hill I'm going to die on, Ty.
Tyrone says I just think KJ needs a role. I think he does too. And I think it'd be a crime if, listen, I wasn't thrilled with the amount of carries he got. I thought Homer got a lot more. I think that they certainly, again, we have to wait to see. We have to wait to see how games 2 and 3 go before we can still continue on with those narratives. Because, again, we don't know what 2 and 3 will bring. We can only go off of what we've seen so far. But I would think that it's going to change. I would think that Roman's going to get more targets. I would think that Jeremy's going to play more. I would think that KJ is going to, these are some pretty big on-field position battles. So again, it's not over. It's far from over, you would think.
I want to see. I want all the running backs from. I want to see Nichols. I want to see KJ, and I want to see Heidenreich get a nice, healthy dose of carries in this upcoming game.
Yeah, I do too. Let's go right here. I see the teeth. I see Mike has Finch's teeth up on the.
I needed something to break up the tension.
There's no tension.
What better than Finch's teeth?
There's no tension, but yes, I always enjoy a picture of Finch's teeth. Let's go to Tyrone. Okay, we did get that. Steel Loyal. I didn't see that. Tyrone said that's wild. Steel Loyal saying, have a feeling that age might be a rage bait. Let's go. That might be a rage bait. I'm sorry, Post. Let's go right here to Corey. Don't drink that. He says, I like everybody's point of view. I just enjoy a healthy. Absolutely. Believe me, you see me and Mike go at it. There's nobody that I can't turn around and shake your hand with the second after we debate. Believe me. I mean, you've seen things good. You've seen things happen on this show. I'm relatively easy to get along with. Let's go down to right here where I guess a little bit further than I thought. Right here. Tortilla says, I enjoy toxic debate. Reminds me of Chili's. It gives me diarrhea, too. Let's go to Steeler Freak. He says, if I'm wrong, that means Steelers are successful, which that's what I'm saying. I hope that I am wrong. I feel differently about it. That's all. Let's go right here. Let's go to Steel Loyal. I like the mission in MW 2 where you have a gunfight inside of Chili's. What is MW 2? What is MW 2?
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. Tyrone says, watching the All-22, Troy better get it together, and Cook is terrible, and Anderson's not starting guard. I hope Hoffman right guard and Max get healthy. Bro, shit. Roderick right tackle. Let's go here to I'm off. Good. Hey, bro, always great talking to you, my friend Tyrone. You have a great day. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow. My man. Tortilla says, if I'm wrong, I'll gaslight Mark Mullen. There you go. We'll all tag up on Mark Malone at the end of the day. We'll all
There we
be
go.
okay. It's all when it's all
We
said
need to
and done.
focus all the negative energy anyone has, channel it to the person who deserves it the most, and that is Mark Malone.
It'll all be good. It's all good, baby. As I said, Mike, usually immediately after football games, it's rough. Win or lose, because everybody has an opinion, and you know what? A lot of times people's opinions don't
They
match.
don't
So
gel. Yeah.
it gets better as the week goes along, I promise. Let's go right here to I do want to say what's up to OD4OK back on the board. Great seeing you on the terrible board. He says, good afternoon, fellas. How about our first preseason game? I love seeing our offensive output. So happy with this coaching staff. OD, I'm very happy with the way things are going so far. Very happy. Glad to see you here today. We welcome you. Glad to have you back. And I agree. So far, so good. Game 1 out of 20 that are scheduled to us has gone well. Tyrone says, here we go, Steelers. There he is, Mike, carrying that flag forward for Aaron, of course. Tortilla says, I'll go wait in the car. Let's go here to Steeler Freak. He says, Ben won it all in his second year after being a quarterback manager. He had a great offensive line, running back, and defense. Currently, the Steelers aren't in the same position for the current young quarterbacks or the potential next draft guy. And finally, let's go down and catch Steele's second part of his message. He says this: they must fix the basics this year, starting with the offensive line and the run game. And yeah, I mean, Mike, what are you predicting for this offensive line? Again, 80% different than it was last year by position. 4 out of 5 guys.
Yeah, I have a feeling once Mason and Troy settle down in this next game, and they'll be fine for the regular season. I thought they were a great duo on the right side. They're going back to their quote-unquote natural positions. Troy's athletic enough to play both left and right. With ascending on the right side, don't see why that would change on the left. He's comfortable over there. He started off shaky, got a little bit better as it went on. I have a feeling like this next game, we're going to see a night and day difference out of him. Zach Frazier is Zach Frazier.
Let me ask you, what if we don't see a night and day difference from Troy Fautanu when we watch them play this Friday night? What if he comes out making the same mental mistakes? What if he comes out? I mean, that's of course a possibility, one that we don't want to think of and one that we don't want to admit to. But at the end of the day, what are we saying this time next week if that in fact is the way it plays out?
We are hitting the emergency glass, and we are putting Broderick Jones at left and Troy back at right tackle.
You think that's a reality? Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. That's what I would do. Brojo was starting to show a really good improvement last year at left. I thought Troy was on his way to being a damn good right tackle. Break that glass, throw it back out there, boys. Good luck, Godspeed. That's what I would do. Keep Mason at left and figure out something on the right. At that point, you're going to have to reconfigure that offensive line to figure it out if he struggles.
All right, here's an interesting one, guys. I don't know if it's caught this. You may have, you may not have. What does between the big four? We're going to call them just the big four because we're going to know who that's referring to. Of course, Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, and Mike McCarthy. Did you get this? Did you hear this one, guys? Mike McCarthy joined Mike Tomlin as the 2 out of the 4 big four that won their very first preseason game with the Steelers. Chuck Noll did not win his first preseason game with the Steelers. Bill Cowher did not win his first preseason game with the Steelers. But Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy both won both of their first inaugural preseason games.
Would you upgrade to someone named Mike? You get immediate results. And that's what we got out of Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy. And that's what you get when Mike's around. You get immediate results.
They don't have to be good immediate results, but they're
they are immediate results. God damn it. Hey, it's an encouraging step forward. This team, was a division champ last year. There's been changes, but I liked what I saw, man. I liked the way the offense operated. Yeah, the penalties weren't what you wanted to see, but I liked the design, how he kept calling a complete game throughout. A very encouraging signs early with the Mike McCarthy. So let's keep the ball rolling, baby.
Absolutely. And Mike, finally, Peyton Wilson's run defense is looking considerably better. Now that we have E-Rob in the mix, Peyton's defense in the run game is catching people's attention, especially their defensive coordinator. Graham, Mike, talking about Peyton Wilson's improved defensive play.
Dude, I love hearing that. I really didn't hone in on any of the linebackers play the couple times I watched the game, but it's encouraging that our defense coordinator is seeing that, recognizing that his run defense has improved, which we need that out of him. But now you get Big E-Rob back. I think that's going to help the room in total. But if Peyton Wilson can step it up too, and maybe just learn a thing or two from E-Rob of not being afraid to sacrifice your body to eat ups, to throw yourself in front of a guard to let someone else get the glory. I think that's going to take his game to another level. Him being Wilson in the middle of the linebacking core. Sorry, I forgot his name. But yeah, he's someone I'm going to study next game too to see if that development or that improvement keeps going.
And this is something that we've been saying for weeks, maybe if not months, Mike, talking about just the middle of the defense. And, that was a big concern of mine was those middle five guys. And apparently we got the answer to part of it. Again, we paid a big contract out now to Keeanu Benton. And one thing that I kept saying the whole time, can we at least bring back E-Rob or get somebody like Bobby Wagner, who's sitting as a free agent there for some time? Can we get something? So at the end of the day, I think this is ultimately going to help this defense bringing back E-Rob more than people even know.
Yeah.
Again, I think this is a lot bigger than most people realize. Maybe you do realize, maybe you don't. But, Mike, I'm thrilled. And, again, I think you're already seeing the fruit of it at practice with Elandon Roberts being back on this team.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a liability in the pass game, but on those obvious run situations, he's a huge addition, huge improvement, and going to help that defense big time. And if you get the improved play from Derek Harmon, when he was in there, that run defense, it tracks out to like 20 less yards per game when Derek Harmon's in there. Now you add an E-Rob into the middle of that mix, and you hope, Cam keep playing the way he is, and then you get the improved play of Wilson in the middle with his run game. Should help that middle five that you're talking about. That triangle there in the middle to stuff the run. And a lot to be encouraged about, but can we translate it on to the field? That's the big thing. On paper, these look like nice additions, and what we're seeing is good, but once we get to live action, is it going to carry over?
Right. Let's get back up through these messages, Mike, as we were rounding third on the show. Let's go right here to Steel. They must fix the basics here. We did get that. All right here. Steeler Freak says this is the year that they finally figure it out. I agree. Hey, guys. All I know is in 27 days, we got the Falcons. And if we win that game, we're all going to feel good and get so we're heading toward that. We're getting there. We're getting there. Damn right, Mike. Something that, as what Steel Loyal says, Tyrone says, in the first preseason game, there was the most I seen we threw into the middle of the field in the last 3 years. Lindsay got the TJs and the Thunders up, looking good. To Tortilla says McCarthy looks like he has a drawer full of hot dogs.
You line it with tinfoil. That's all I'm going to say. You line that drawer with tinfoil. I'm not speaking.
It's not an air fryer, Mike. It's a drawer.
It's a drawer, but you got to keep them warm. I'm assuming. I'm just guessing.
All right.
You would use some tinfoil.
Acting like you don't have hot dogs in your drawer. Crazy.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Sosh says this: if the reports are true, Harmon will have a crazy jump. And listen, I hope that's right as well, because there's potentially a good situation for the Steeler team.
Yeah.
It's up to the coach to get the players and everybody on the same page. So we'll see if the new coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, Pittsburgh native Mike McCarthy, can do all that, Mike. And I just want to say, when we're doing our question of the day today, the trivia, it is going to be regarding natives to the Western Pennsylvania area. So keep that in mind as we do get a little bit closer to that question of the day. Steeler Freak says, Mike McCarthy is Derpy's father. Yeah, baby. Ooh. He says Harmon was dealing with a lot. He will be good this year. Yeah, I think so too. There's Derpy. What did you say that was the look? What did you say that was?
It's the look as he closes the trunk, or the last thing you see before the chloroform kicks in.
Join the Mark side. Let's go, guys. Again, So much is going on. I just can't wait till we get to some meaningful games. But again, a lot still to happen between now and then. 27 days. We have 13 days. Next Thursday, we'll play the Jets this Friday. Then we play the Bills next Thursday. Then after that, we have over 2 weeks to wait to our first game of the season. So that's what puts us at about 27 days right now out from the first game of the year against Atlanta. That 2 weeks, Mike, that's the big killer for me. I could take I don't even like the buys. Buys to give you that 2 week period of time as well. I hate that period of time.
Yeah, the bye weeks suck.
Yeah.
They're enjoyable, but they suck because there's no football.
And the thing is, they're good because you don't have to worry about your team possibly losing. So, I mean, you don't have the stress that you have on a Steeler game. You could kind of sit back and watch your opponents play. But then when your opponents win, your divisional opponents, then you think, man, if we played, at least we could have kept up or stayed ahead of them, so, yeah. Six says this. He says, I don't know if Mike told Ryan, but I'm working with some round saws for you guys. They will be ready to ship to you very soon. I think y'all will like them.
Yeah, I told him about that. We are. We can't wait to see what you
absolutely
zip up there, buddy. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tyrone says this. I like it. To be honest, we need it with these injury bugs and guys get healthy and everyone on the same page. Yeah, man, we got this. We're getting that Valentine's game this year. Valentine's Day game this year. I don't care what anybody says. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website? We will get into this question of the day.
The 2dumbyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. I got an article posted. I pushed it up on Friday, so check that out. It's still up there today. We got the links to the merch store. We got links to all of our social media. So check it out at the 2dumbyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. Lots of cool things over there. Mike and Chop and RB do a lot of work and contribute a lot to it. Go check it out today. Lots of stuff on the website at www.d2dumbyinzers.com. That's www.d2dumbyinzers.com. Question of the day, Mike. Here we go. This is going to be in regards to a native to Western Pennsylvania in the NFL. Let's go to the question of the day. Everybody, put your thinking caps on. Mike, the board, everybody at home. Here we go. Did Beaver Falls native and NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath have a winning or a losing season against the Steelers in his career? Or not a record, not a season.
Yeah.
Did Beaver Falls native and NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath have a winning or losing record versus the Steelers in his career? Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
That is all Eastern Standard Time, in case you are wondering. And then also I see Tater. I smell Tater, and then I looked, and there he was. Tater, how did San Francisco do in their first preseason game against the worst team in the league? Just curious. I didn't see the outcome. Can you tell me about it a little bit? Let's go right here. Preseason A-Rod, Tortilla says. Tyrone is saying losing. Like, he had a losing. You got to remember, Steelers didn't get good until the 70s, guys. Joe Namath did win that Super Bowl in 1969, so you got to think about the dates, times, things like this. One more time with the question, though. It says, did Beaver Falls native and NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath have a losing or winning record against the Steelers in his career? Mike, what's your thought process on this question?
Yeah, like I was right where you were at when you're talking about like if the Steelers were bad. And I don't know how far he carried over into the 70s. So I'm going to say he had a winning record, but just by the skin of his teeth.
All right. Is that your final answer, Mike? A winning record?
Answer.
All right. So I'm going to lock you in right there. You're locked in on a winning record. Guys, throw your question. Throw your answer. This is not Friday's competition where you can't answer. Throw up your answer at any point, anytime. If you think you have it, your guess. If you think you know it, do throw it up on the terrible board. Also, right, I like how Tater's moving the goalpost, Mike. He says, "Not worried. Preseason is virtually tag football." So, what will the excuse? Listen. What's the excuse going to be when the season comes is what my question is. But we'll wait on that.
It's going to be the substation. He's going to blame the electrical substation for all their injury woes and for everything that is wrong with the 49ers. It's going to be the substation.
All right, sounds good. But great seeing you, Tater. All jokes aside, I hope things are going good for you. We missed you on the show. Let's go right here, guys. Again, Tortilla, it's probably like 9 and 8. Question of the day. Did Beaver Falls native and NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath have a winning or a losing record versus the Steelers in his career? Mike says a winning. Lindsay says a losing. Tyrone says a losing. Give me just another moment. Throw your guess up there again. You may know it. Throw it up there. And we'll see how you do. Did Beaver Falls Namath? Beaver Falls native. What was wrong with that statement? Beaver Falls Namath. The Beaver Falls native and NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath have a winning or losing record against the Steelers in his career, guys. Here we go. Time for the answer. The answer was Mike. He played one. He has a record of 0-1.
Wow.
0-1. Mike, the only time that Joe Namath started and played against the Steelers was in 1975. And the Steelers won that football game 20-7. Which made Joe Namath's record 0-1. And again, Lindsay undefeated, as she is never wrong. She is always right. Tyrone jumping on that as well. He is never wrong. He is always right. That was correct, guys. Joe Namath has an 0-1 record against the Pittsburgh Steelers all time. Hall of Famer Joe Namath, Super Bowl III, the prediction against the Johnny Unitas led Colts, another Western Pennsylvania guy. He says, no, Tyrone, don't take my shit. I'm the one that always gets it right, not you. But that's it, guys. Great job. He was 0-1.
Damn.
Which I would have never guessed, Mike, because, again, he played further back. And,
yeah.
You know, Tyrone's a Taco Bell. Tyrone's a Taco Bell, Mike, right now.
He's at Taco Bell right now listening to the Two Dome Yinzers.
That is fucking awesome.
That is awesome. Never in my wildest dreams I would ever thought that would happen. Put me
on with the lady at the window, Ty. I gotta talk to her. Did they got the lettuce cleared up, Mike? Is that a thing? Does people back eating their Taco Bell?
I think they changed their supplier. Like they noticed it right away what was happening. They said, "Not on our watch, buddy.
All right.
If you're gonna get the runs from us, it's gonna be because of all the fucking beans."
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure Ty was gonna be okay tomorrow and it wasn't gonna have diarrhea for the show tomorrow.
Like Ty's eating so much Taco Bell, he's immune.
I know he's immune like I am. So that is the answer of the day, guys. 0-1. Joe Namath's record against the Pittsburgh Steelers, just right up Route 65 from Acrisure Stadium and Three River Stadium, and I guess even Forbes Field for that matter. Mike, Joe Namath, the native from right here, the neighboring town, 0-1 versus the Steelers all time.
It feels like a trick question.
It does. It does. I do want to say what's up to my man Somber. He says, why are you back at Taco Bell? JPJ didn't get paid. Yeah, wasn't that the deal?
He's been at Taco Bell for a while, though. He snuck it in there. I think he's depressed.
Somber, great to see you too, bro. Happy to see you, man. It's great to see you back on the board. As always, I hope you had a great weekend, my friend. Mike, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they win the Red Sox series over the weekend, 2-1. The Pirates are back at it today, starting a 3-game set at home against the Detroit Tigers. If we could keep the rain from falling for like the 100th day in a row, seems like we're getting a lot of rain, certainly lately here in Western PA. This time of year, again, it's not abnormal, but this time of year it is. It's usually very hot, but this year, not very hot, extra rain. Pirates start that series today, game 1, 7:05 tonight against the Tigers. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Mike, they get another win in the win column this weekend as they beat the Charleston Battery 3-1 in their match at home this weekend. They'll be back at it next week as they travel to Brooklyn to take on Brooklyn's soccer team. That is a 7 o'clock game on Saturday. Again, everybody's main interest, though, is the game that comes on Friday. That is a 7 o'clock start for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Jets, Mike. Board everybody at home. The Jets coming to town this Friday. And again, we'll be wrapping up preseason next Thursday with that game in Buffalo. So, guys, we're about 12 days away from wrapping up preseason. But again, Steelers will be off tomorrow. They'll practice Wednesday, and then they won't practice again. They will go straight into their game. They are back at the South Side. They are done at St. Vincent College. That is behind us. Can you believe we blew through training camp so fast this year, Mike?
It came and went.
It sure did.
Every other training camp seems like it takes like 4 months to get through. This one, like you blinked and you missed it.
I agree. It went really fast, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm happy. I'm excited. Things went the way that it did,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to get back at it and catch up on some messages here. We are kind of getting ready to start the walking out process. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says, Somber. Somber said he relapsed. Ty, he relapsed. Tortilla says this Tyrone is on a do not fry list at Taco Bell. Also, Tyrone says, sorry, this shit's taking too long. And finally, Tyrone says, I got 4 soft tacos, Baja Blast fries with cheese. Peace out, my man. Enjoy. It does sound great. And Mike is throwing up the goat for Ty. All right, guys, I think this is everything. Mike, a couple things before we do get ready to wrap this up. Your thoughts today's show?
I'm not going to get into who's playing, who's not play, but I'm very encouraged by the young quarterbacks play. I want to see the running backs. Like we talked about, Nichols, Caleb Johnson, Eli Heidenreich.
Mike, let me ask you: is it really relevant when you have a Rico Dowdle and you also have Jalen Warren, as it was last year? I mean, having getting the third running back figured out is important, but does it ultimately matter to the average Steeler fan who running back 3 is going to be this upcoming season?
It really should not.
Right.
Like how many carries did running back 3s, 4s, and 5s get last year? Not a whole hell of a lot. One of these two guys is going to be your every down back, and the other is going to be used more of probably like a third down back. I know McCarthy wants guys to able to play 1, 2, 3, all 3 downs, but Jalen Warren is the better pass catcher. He's better pass protector. But Dwaddle, whatever. Rico is competent in those areas as well. So for me, it does not matter who running back 3 is.
And I mean, Lindsay makes a great point. I mean, this is obviously the case if someone gets hurt, of course, is when running back 3 would matter. But I mean, we went through how many years now? We went through Najee and Warren. We didn't have that issue. We went from KG and Warren. We didn't have that issue. So again, let's hope that continues. But again, there's no way to guarantee it at the end of the day. So
if we get down to where that number 3 has to be elevated to a 1, and the rest of the guys come up where we're
in bad shape.
We're in bad shape. But if he has to be elevated for a game or 2 to running back 2, I don't think it's going to matter that much because both those guys can be every down backs.
If Dowdle and Warren both go down and we're relying on Lou Nickel or KJ, Mike, chances are things aren't going to be going well for us. Just saying, they're just not that caliber of player. So they're caliber to be a 3. But at the end of the day, if it ever comes down to that, we're really screwed. We got bigger problems. I do want to say this, guys, with all this football coming up and all this football talking, again, wrapping up training camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. If you can even believe that, guys. So much football. This is the perfect time to stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner, guys. That's right, Duquesne Pilsner, now available in 6-packs. 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle, and also wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner always do good by us, so we try to do the same for them. Stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner. Hey, you might not even be a beer drinker. That's all right. Swing by, check out their social media. Hit the follow, the likes, all that kind of stuff certainly helps out as well. Mike, Duquesne Pilsner, we always have it on tap here at the studio for whatever event comes along, made right here in Western Pennsylvania. It says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, if you're checking these guys out on social media, check us out as well. You can find us on Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button to keep up with what's going on with the Two Dumb Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like button, hit the share, the sub, leave a comment. It all helps us out, guys. We certainly appreciate it all. Thank you so much. It pushes things out into the algorithm to get in front of more eyes. So again, that's all we ask. That's why we ask. And it's all free. Everything is free. Let me do catch real quick. I see Squeege back on the board saying that he's back. A couple messages here. Let's go Tyrone. We did get that. Sorry. Okay. Lindsay got the Watts and the Thunders up. Lindsay says it matters when somebody gets hurt. Sure does. Squeege says I'm back. 6 says you'll have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Towels, the terrible towels waving, and TJ's my man. Great seeing you sick all the way across the country, my man. Squeege says just spent 2 hours in a trunk from the back seat trying to get it to shut. Didn't work. Probably lost 5 pounds. LOL. Damn. Looks like I'm too late. Hey, it's all good, brother. Got to do what you got to do, man. Can't fault you for that. Also, Mike, a few other things before we do get ready to wrap it up. I do want to say you can also join in if you do see all these cool ass emojis on the screen. I'm seeing a couple with Thunder. I'm seeing a couple with TJ, the Terrible Towel. Mike, a lot of the catchphrases from the show, the show's logo, all kind of stuff, guys. For $1.99, you could join the membership of the show. It's $1.99 a month. There's no, you could cancel at any time. There's no, you don't have to listen. If you get on today and you got it, you'd have these all for the next month. So even if you cancel between then and now, you would still have access to all those emojis till the time ran out. But guys, I think you're really going to like them. Again, I use them a lot on my shows that I do watch, and I do know that a lot of people use them on our show here. So again, if you do want to get on that, it's $1.99. It's every month. You can make the decision on whether you want to continue or not. Again, $1.99 for the membership. That's the only thing that costs here on the show. And again, that is not required. That just helps us out. What do we got here, Mike?
I got something funny to show everyone. Do you
All right.
guys want to see the new design for the Cleveland Browns Stadium? How
Please.
depressing it looks.
All right, let's see it. Is that? It looks like a. What is that?
It looks bleak and depressing, like a prison.
That's the Browns. Why does it look like that? Why does it look like an insurance building or something?
Right?
Wow. So that's what the new Browns dome is. This is what you're missing out on, Tater. This is why you jumped ship.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That is disgusting.
Wow. There you go. It does look like a prison, as Squee just saying on the screen.
I saw that. I was like, I got to share that with the class.
When I get back to my pay period, I'm awesome, man. No rush. We thank you for that, Squeege. And again, if other people do buy out or buy some, it may land on you. Again, we have no authority or say where the memberships go when people do reward and gift them out. But if it happens in the meantime, I certainly am pulling for you, my friend, as always, to Squeege. Mike, you were going on a little venture.
Yes, I am.
Mike is stepping away for a couple days. He has to leave town, leaving me with the burden of possibly calling on Derpy for a couple days.
I'm sorry, brother.
But so over the next couple of days, Mike is actually leaving. He's heading out into Ohio.
Yes.
For a final vacation situation with his kid. And that is going to be over the next couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Vanilla will not be around, unfortunately. However, he'll be back on Friday. So if you want to see me hang myself in the meantime, tune in tomorrow. This is I swear this is where it's going. You'll see me hanging. So again, Derpy tomorrow. We're going to try to get through his division segment. He started a month ago. I said, Derp, you got to show up so we can get through these. Okay, I will. Here we are a month later. I'm still talking about getting his divisions wrapped up. So there you go. If you want to see me with a gun in my mouth, tune in tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Again, Mike will be back. And Squeech says, Mike, have safe travels, my friend.
Thank you.
Tater says the Steelers emoji is free.
That looks like the Browns emoji.
I know. Why does that look exactly like the Browns emoji there? But there you go, guys. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get back into it. Keep up with all the things that are going on for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they leave St. Vincent College and head back to the South Side for good, at least for this year, guys. So it's all coming. It's coming fast. Spring training camp, it flew by. We're already at this part. We have a game here in a couple days. Mike will be back by then for sure. So again, lots to get ready for, lots to get into as this week does continue to move forward. And again, we hope everything goes good as well, Mike. How far? This is like a trip is hours away, right?
About 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
No, but you got kids and stuff, so they're going to want to stop and all that stuff in traffic.
Well, maybe you could call into the show or something. Maybe you could call in or jump on.
Yeah, I might be able to.
All right, there you go. That might save me. I do believe that is everything, though. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope everybody has a great day. It's Monday. It is Monday. Mike, what am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. That's why I kind of keep dragging along.
I don't think we missed anything. I think we got it all into today.
All right.
My God, I'm getting tongue-tied.
All right, guys, I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys are always, and it doesn't even matter if you don't agree with the hosts of the show. That's fine. That's what it's all about, baby. We always love and rely on our terrible board. You always keep things interesting here. You are the lifeblood. Don't forget that. Also, I do want to say thank you to everybody that's at home, maybe in the car, in the gym, listening, watching, or even at work, trying to get through that last 22 minutes of the day, listening and commenting on the show. Thank you, too, so much to everybody. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time. I hope everybody has a great day. In between now and then, we got wrestling tonight if you're a wrestling fan. Again, the Buccos back at it. They start a series against the Tigers tonight. If you're not heading down to the stadium, that is a 7:05 start on your television screen. That is all tonight and so much more. But, guys, we're just a couple days away from the Steelers getting back out on that football field and playing the New York Jets, and we'll be there for it every step of the way. Guys, so, again, I do want to say thank you to everybody. Again, Mike, wave goodbye, because what if you would die in a fiery auto accident? Nobody would have been able to say goodbye to you. I mean, it's all possible. You know what I mean? It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. Hopefully not. But no, I will see everyone back here Friday.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for us here at the show. I do want to say thank you. We hope to see everybody tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day, has a safe day, and we'll see you then. For Chop, for RB, for Finch, for Derpy, for Mike, myself, the two dumb Yinzers. Everybody have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace out.